just got knocked down. I still got back up. There's no days off, boy. I take no breaks. I lost my mind. I need my get out my way. 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 I ain't never been seen nobody. I can stop me.
各位乘客您好，我是元气 MC 骆驼。PYP 领航班在5分钟后即将起飞，请大家尽速回到您的座位上，系紧安全带，和我们一同冲向胜利。
I just got knocked down. I still got back up. There's no days off, boy. I take no breaks. I lost my mind. I need my get out my way. 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 I ain't never been seen nobody. I can stop me. I'm on TV.
Welcome to Taipei! "欢迎来高雄。
欢迎来桃园。
现场所有乘客、球迷朋友们，大家好，我是一波。
Hello， 大家好，我是元气 MC 若彤。
欢迎各位乘客、球迷朋友们，还有我们富邦的球迷朋友们，来到 P.LEAGUE 我们台湾的直男盛世冠军赛，先给自己一个掌声，好不好？
没错，这一年我相信呢，会是让大家非常印象深刻的一年哦。我们历经了移动的主场之外呢，也要感谢各位乘客们一路的陪伴我们啦。现在我们终于来到了最神圣的舞台，也就是 P.LEAGUE 的冠军赛，给自己一个掌声。
哎呀，不管走到哪里，我的眼里都有橘色的你。全场的乘客，如果你准备好的话，跟我们一起来应援。准备好了吗 ？Let's go pilots!
Let's 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 go pilots! 非常好。
是的，没错，我们今年的目标没有别的，就是要拿下2连霸。
好了，在今天冠军战之前呢，我们要欢迎今天的与会贵宾。那希望彰明道的贵宾呢，挥挥手跟大家打声招呼。首先，让我们欢迎桃园市政府张善政市长，
欢迎市长。
接着欢迎我们桃园市政府金志玉副秘书长，
欢迎。
欢迎你。
以及桃园市政府体育局许彦辉许局长，欢迎你。
欢迎。
以及桃园市观光发展基金会陈信守副执行长，欢迎。
欢迎你。欢迎。
接着要让我们欢迎桃园市长张善政市长致辞，欢迎市长。
欢迎市长。
各位爱好篮球的好朋友，大家晚安，大家好。
市长好。
今天是我们璞园领航员进入冠军决赛的第一场比赛，我们大家都抱着非常兴奋又期待的心情，希望我们璞园领航员能继续去年的佳绩，今年再拿到总冠军，对不对？
对。
我们璞园领航员在例行赛已经拿到最好的战绩，第1名，用这个好成绩进到冠军赛。我们当然期待冠军赛一路挺进，拿到冠军。在这边，我就跟我们所有在场球迷一样，祝贺他们，预祝他们今年继续夺冠。谢谢。
谢谢市长，谢谢市长，入座来休息，谢谢。好的，各位乘客、球迷朋友们，今天呢，我们也要欢迎我们赛前的表演嘉宾为我们演唱这一次的冠军赛歌曲，请热情欢迎艾琳尤雨桐。
主宰光圈的姿态，夺冠不管一切障碍，热血一起旋转开在落后球馆的发场外，主宰光圈的姿态，夺冠不管一切障碍，放鞭退让，谁也无人能阻挡，把整座球馆变成属于我们的主场，要前往快上场，去上目光前方看，把所有梦想灌进属于我们的篮筐。球馆变成属于我们的主场，要前往快上场，去上目光前方看，把所有梦想灌进属于我们的篮筐。
PLG 的朋友们，大家好，我是艾琳又尤雨桐，欢迎今天大家一起共襄盛举。今天很开心可以跟大家一起来参加冠军赛，希望今天的球员都可以用心享受比赛。然后呢，今年7月24号，我在 Legacy 有拍我自己的第一场演唱会，也欢迎大家可以一起来玩，然后享受音乐，这样。谢谢，
谢谢艾琳尤雨桐，谢谢，掌声送给她。
谢谢雨桐。接下来，让我们欢迎客队台北富邦勇士。
首先为各位介绍今日来访客队台北富邦勇士篮球队登录名单：0号赖廷恩，3号林佑俊，6号卢永胜，8号周慧宇，11号洪海杰，14号蔡文成，23号 Number 23 Brandon Clark 石伯恩，33号蔡振岳，88号曾祥军。先发5人 Starting 5，1号 Number 1 Muhammad Mbai 莫巴耶，4号陈佑伟，10号 Number 10 Archie Goodwin 3古德温，12号林志杰，55号 Number 55 Jeffrey Whitley 威西。教练团总教练许敬哲，执行教练吴永仁，助理教练林伟浩，魏维良，赵盾，体能教练郑维轩，总经理叶宗颖。
再来一局！
球员名单。吹名号5号，威狼喷射机飞进你的心，欧文陈将帅。吹名号1号，禁区暴徒篮板先知穆斯塔法比安迪。吹名号3号，桃园战神帅气小生陈立善。吹名号10号，坚持到底漂配男子汉李明伟。吹名号13号，空中飞龙禁区龙卷风谭杰龙。吹名号25号，你的护国神阵领航不倒翁雷震。吹名号24号 ，Number 24，喷射推进器。桃园哥哥吹油 Green， 全名号6号夺冠 X 因子偏跳大师冠达拉梅拉冠达拉哟 ，Starting Five 先发5人名单。全名号31号篮下堡垒禁区装甲车威廉。李佳卡，Number 21，波浪咖啡3分王 ，LA Brown。吹名号30号，控球魔术师，神奇小白白耀生。桃园，我要听到你最大的尖叫声！欢迎球员背号69号，全城的希望狂野 MVP 野王69陆俊祥。后援吴云凯、保持彭立生，田的教练刘厚少，田的教练刘年杰，助理教练柯焕伟，助理教练唐伟杰，助理教练陈世杰。助理教练黄启峰，助理教练及球员发展总监杨一峰，总教练 Caminos 副领队黄少恩，副领队陈信安，欢迎双方的球员。
For my city, I'm their backbone. Till the clock stops, we gon' run a gun and bring it back home. Let's go. We number one, you know. We go hard, be small. We won't stop, oh no, ain't gon' never stop. From the ground up, we on top, can't take our spot. We march in like a marching band with a game plan on my game face. It's game night, let's be great. Apply pressure, raise the stakes, it's legendary. Make it break. We ain't never backing down. We ain't never gonna stop. We gon' take it to the limit. We gon' take it to the top. We ain't never giving up. We ain't never gonna stop till the very last second till we're running out the clock. We ain't never gonna stop till the very last second till we're running out the clock. Go big or go home. The whole team on go. This is everything that we work for. Let the whole world know we came to win this victory. Sound off the drum roll. This one is for the home team. trophy. Teamwork makes the dream work. Hard work and dedication. Motivation and progress. Can't stop, we ain't done yet. Every summer we run this. Go be smooth, Marshawn Lynch. Bow down to no man and stand like a champion. We ain't never backing down. We ain't never gonna stop. We gon' take it to the limit. We gon' take it to the top. We ain't never giving up. We ain't never gonna stop till the very last second till we're running out the clock.
好的，现在呢，我们要来颁发 P.LEAGUE 5月单月 GA 黄金甲 MVP 球员。
本季加盟领航员的陈将双，生涯首个 PLG 球季就打满了24场的比赛。5月3号更是首度担任先发，就出赛了42分钟，缴出13分、10篮板、13助攻、6超节的成绩，拿下生涯首度的大三元，成为本季第1位完成大三元的非外籍球员，也是联盟史上第4位在例行赛完成大三元的非外籍球员。 更以23岁6个月有6天，成为 PLG 史上最年轻完成大三元的球员。
好的，现在呢，我们就邀请 GA 黄金甲5月 MVP 陈将双，
欢迎将双，
欢迎将双来到中圈。同时呢，也欢迎我们 P.LEAGUE 副会长陈建州黑哥以及 GA 黄金甲事业发展暨行销部蔡燕祥经理来到中圈，欢迎您，
欢迎，
恭喜将双。
也请黑哥为我们颁发 MVP 的奖杯，也请 GA 黄金甲事业发展暨行销部蔡燕祥经理来为我们颁发获得最多冠军选手指定的保健品牌 GA 黄金甲1年份的明星商品，无论场上场下都是你最强的后盾。让我们看向前方。
好的，看向前方摄影师 ，OK， 好，
好的，没有问题，谢谢，感谢，谢谢。
好的，谢谢。
让我们将双也来拍一张单独的合照。
谢谢黑哥。
3、2、1。
好的，再一张，看到左边。好
，OK， 谢谢将双，也恭喜他，恭喜。
好的，再一次掌声送给陈将双，谢谢。
Good evening, fans, wherever you are, however you're streaming, our systems are a go. We're getting cleared for takeoff for the 2026 P.LEAGUE Finals. The rising force of Lu Junxiang and the Pauian pilots go up against the final dance of Ling Zijie, the Beast, and the Taipei Fubon Braves. We are live here at Taoyuan Arena after a long hiatus. The Pauian pilots, it's been a season that has looked nothing short of dominant. They secured the league's top seed to earn a direct ticket to the finals. placed second in their EASL and BCL campaigns, and as of late, practically sweeping the awards. For the Taipei Fubon Braves, well, this series carries even more weight to it as it marks the final championship run for the legend, the icon, the beast, Ling Zijie, as we take a look at the Game 7 clincher for the Taoyuan Pauian Pilots last year. Now we talk about this series carrying even more weight. Well, this is a back-to-back head-to-head series. The Taipei Fubon Braves back at it again against the Taoyuan Pauian Pilots. The semifinals battling between the Tainan TSG and Ghost Hawks has passed, as we have tonight's Mandarin broadcasters. We got Jason and Xiaoli on the broadcast. My name is Taylor Chen. With me is Ryan Chen, our Plus League English broadcaster. Ryan, it's a pleasure to be here with you.
Well, I'm glad you could make it, Taylor. Maybe a little too late to make last year? No, just kidding. It was a winner-take-all thriller, but these two teams matching up once again. Might be the same colors, might be the same arenas, but different personnel and different play styles. We'll see how it shakes up in this best-of-7 series.
Absolutely, as we have tip-off coming up very shortly here at Taoyuan Arena. And as I mentioned before, the defending champions, the Pilots, are going to go head-to-head against the three-time champions. So the Taoyuan Pauian Pilots, well, they're hoping to create another legacy and create another league standard for the Plus League.
That's right. As in the run-up to this series, the Plus League show, Tailan Tsigua Di Ping Pai, the reference to Archie Goodwin, the league's top scorer, leaving a comment about his thought as to the All-Plus League first team. Certainly the top scorer in the league, and many other accolades. We'll run down them as we go. We actually wanted to hear from his teammate. It was Michael Holyfield who provided us some comments pre-game. Archie Goodwin will once again start for the Braves along with Holyfield. So we'll see if that is a winning combination for the Braves, who won Game 1 of last year's finals, kind of breaking their own streak. They always go down in the first game in their Plus League Finals history. Now with Roger Shujinza back in the helm, let's see how they fare.
Honestly, Archie is like one of the best guys to be on a team with. He's energetic, he's supportive. I really do think like he's a true leader, and like he's deserving of whatever award he didn't get. So. And I feel like throughout this year, like his performance just been like, we wouldn't be where we're at right now without Archie Goodwin. That's just plain and simple. So yeah, he's deserving of everything. They're a tough team, they're a good team, but I think it boils down to what the Braves got going on, what we got going on, and just staying mentally locked in every single game. Whatever minutes I'm on the court, just me trying to be effective, and yeah, just locking in, playing defense, rebounding, just making the game tough for them. So I think our real advantage is we got a guard in Archie Goodwin that can really score the ball. We got me, which defensively rebound, block shots, and we got a lot of like good local shooters that I think we got a good chance, and I'm excited to go out there and play.
As we mentioned earlier, Archie Goodwin has been a huge topic of discussion as Holyfield gives him his flowers. Now, this is Goodwin's first season in Taiwan, and he certainly made a splash hit. His EASL debut, he made a record of hitting 43 points, even before the Plus League season even had started.
Yeah, that's right. Goodwin has 7 out of 12 the top individual scoring performances this regular season head-to-head, so he will factor large. And I think the voters, though, might think that team record and team success is more important, as the Pilots were 9 games ahead of the Braves at the end of the regular season. And on the other side, it was Jackie Lee Jiakang, and how the Pilots plan on approaching this series.
我觉得其实每一个人都有言论自由嘛，那当然可能他在季后赛有大展身手，那我觉得在冠军赛他可能就没有办法那么嚣张，所以等下就场上见。其实，在后半段徐总接下来之后，他们的转换快攻的 次数变很多，然后他们的节奏也变很快。那当然就是这是我们需要去面对的课题。那我希望我们已经准备好这样子拿下胜利。我觉得算是一种肯定啊。那当然一直以来我对我自己的自信其实都是蛮不错的。那当然就是希望可以，因为其实等这个 Game One 等了有一阵子了。那其实今天蛮期待。
So that was Lee Jiakang on the pregame interview, and also mentioning how to guard Goodwin and how he feels about winning the Plus League first team. Now, he understands that, you know, all these teams, they cannot suppress Archie Goodwin completely. He is the points leader of this season, but it's more so how to force him to make tough decisions and contested shots, dictating the physicality on defense.
That's why Archie Goodwin led the Plus League this year among qualified players with a 33 usage percentage. That means pretty much a third of the Braves' possession will come down to his shot, him going to the free throw line, or him turning it over. And that does not include his assist ability, which he has proven, making things a little easier on starting point guard number 4, Jerry Chen Youwei. But again, personnel changes behind Archie Goodwin. We saw Michael Holyfield. They also have Stefan Yankovic, the shooting three. Very different than the combination of Jeff Whitty and Brendan Walters from last year's Brave team. So speed is definitely something that Roger was looking for. When he made some import changes, Archie Goodwin's the only import that stayed with the Braves this whole season. The Pilots, besides having Milner make a few splashes in there, they've had the same 3 guys. As we see the Braves enter with their baby blues, it will be Beast as a member of the starting unit. Remember in the Game 7 highlights, he was going for a fast break stop, but unfortunately had a very serious left-hand injury, and he's been wrapped that left wrist all of this season, and thankfully he's made it all this way. He and the Braves are trying to go for championship number 4 in their Plus League history.
Talk about changes of the import roster. We also have the change of head coach as we also take a look at tonight's Taoyuan Pilots' active roster today. So we have a little bit of a change up on their particular roster. Will Artino will get his game start, and only his 3rd game start overall in this particular season, as we have our VIP tip-off tonight. It is the Taoyuan City Mayor Zhang coming in for the special tip-off, as we also have a very special guest here tonight performing her new song, Champions.
But for tonight's visual, it will be Yulong, Zhang Liyue, and Zhang Zizhan from left to right. Very experienced crew, especially Zhang Liyue and Yulong. As for those starting rosters, we already alluded to, it'll be Michael Holyfield, Hamidou Faye, Goodwin, Beast, and Jerry Chen Youwei from left to right. That's the Braves. And we'll see if this is a counter or a chicken and egg situation. Alec Brown, William Artino, Jackie, number 30, Baiyao Chen, and number 69, Justin Lu Junxiang, the now 3-time Plus League MVP in 3 straight seasons. So as we alluded to, I wonder whose decision to start William Artino, whether the Pilots want to counter Holyfield or it's the other way around.
As we clear the runway, we are off to the races for Game 1 of the finals. As the Taipei Fubon Braves are wearing their light blue jerseys, and tonight the Pilots are rocking their signature orange jerseys.
And the former member of the Pauian, Xiaoli, getting the first touch as we get our action started.
And basketball never stops, as they say, and Michael Holyfield hacks that out to next week.
Michael Holyfield and Steph Yankovic actually played a lot together down the stretch in the series against the Ghost Hawks. There you see Holyfield is so good at the help side.
Things started on a Friday night up top. Night King tries to pull the trigger, but he is off mark there. Hand in the cookie jar. That's quite a gamble for Lu Junxiang. Beast from the east with a behind-the-back pass over to Mbaye. Baseline, 9 seconds remain. Big Mo downhill pass to Holyfield. They call a 3-second violation for the big man of the Braves.
Last year's finals was focused on the Braves defensive end and the Pilots offense, as the Braves went with a lot of box and one defense. Right now, showing a similar look. Trying to decipher as Justin, a tough hook.
Yeah, having a tough tap to get that over Michael Holyfield. That ball rolls outwards. And
on the other side, Pilots were switching everything. Bringing some more aggression defensively, try to be disruptive against the Braves.
14 seconds onto the shot clock for the Pilots' possession. Shot by over to Lee Ja-kang, former Sixth Man of the Year. 9 seconds remain. Guarded by the Beast, no-look pass, and from the parking lot, shot is off mark. Artino will try to get a second chance opportunity.
And it's going to be a foul against the Pilots, trying to go for the loose ball. Scoring has not really been the Pilots' strong suit in these finals. Recall 2 years ago, their defeat against the New Taipei Kings, and then last year, even lower average against the Braves.
That is all to come to say that this particular season, the Taoyuan Pilots had a perfect record at home, including their temporary stadiums in Hsinchu and Taichung at the Intercontinental Mini Dome. And they also have a practically perfect record against the Braves this season, 7-1, and pulling the trigger, Archie Goodwin does not get the answer there from the corner. Junxiang with a curl in, he draws a foul off of Michael Holyfield. That'll be his first.
That's a great way to counter Holyfield's athletic shot blocking. Set your feet and offer up that ball fake. And maybe Holyfield got basketball first. But that's a good counter after seeing his teammate get that one blocked to the all the way to the audience section.
We see Lu Junxiang at the line. He is the franchise leader in scoring and accumulating the most points in the finals alone. He has accumulated 185 points. Versus the Fubon Braves, he averages 19 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists overall this season. And that's how we get started. No field goals yet, just one free throw from Lu Junxiang.
Just in a close race, if you can call it that, a close race for last year's finals MVP, won it on scoring just under 17 points per game. And as we saw from the highlights, 5 of the crucial points to put the Pilots back up.
No entry allowed for Goodwin. And the Beast from the wing does not get the free piece. Out of bounds, it is Pilots' ball.
That's one guy that kind of lost his heavy rotation minutes. Pauian was heavily featured in the Braves finals run of last year, but at least in the 4 games against the Ghost Hawks, the Jianxun much better off ball. Even Jonathan Inchek got a few minutes. So let's see if Mo can have a good bounce back in this finals.
Pump fake to get the shot over Goodwin, but hit the side of the backboard. Archie Goodwin pulls the trigger, and still no threes made. Again, the score is only 1-0 with 9.5 minutes remain. Left wide open, Xiaobai hits nothing but iron there. Here comes Archie Goodwin letting the runway open, but Pilots quick on transition. Over the screen, finds Yoe with delay and too strong. And the whistle comes.
Ethan coming down the help, and Michael Holyfield is going to have a huge presence, as during the regular season averaged 4.2 offensive rebounds per game. Got to have 2 or more bodies to help block out number 55.
Shot was intercepted ended up looking like more so of a pass, but that's another foul on Pauian, his second one. As we look,
but it's foul on the screen.
We're looking to see Chen Jiangshuang checking into the game for the first time. We take a look at what the referees called.
One of the reasons why PLEAGUE had so much confidence to praise Ethan Pauian is his job defending Archie Goodwin, especially in Heping Gymnasium. And this is one of the other big differences for the Pilots this year. Their backup point guard is Chen Jiangshuang. Spent some time over in the CBA and is, after getting into shape, provided a great boost, even winning the most recent Jinjia month MVP for the Pilots thanks to a triple-double.
He hit a couple of accolades this season, including what you just said about Player of the Month, but he's also become the youngest player in PLEAGUE to hit a triple-double stat in a game that was dated back in May against the Yankee Arc. Junxiang with the airmail express coming through his Yo-Wei. Downhill pass way too high and deep for Holyfield.
Right now, Justin only has the basket in his sights. He's not really making it easy for the Pilots to score and making it easy for the Braves to defend him.
A slow start right now for the finals game 1 here at Taoyuan Arena. Current score 2-1. With only 1 sub checking in. Again, we talk about the Pilots having to wait a couple of weeks, but in the meantime, they participated in the BCL Final 6 as Jiakang trying to beat the clock there. So we saw a block from Archie Goodwin earlier. They call it backcourt violation. It goes back over to Pilots.
I was hoping I would not bust this out, and maybe there's still time to counter-prove it.
I was going to prompt you to it, but let us know right now.
Well, unfortunately, in the PLEAGUE history, the trend line is for game 1 of the finals scoring to go further down, 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 starting from the inaugural year, Dreamers versus Braves. That was the infamous Yang Jingming three-pointer counter did not count, and ending up with last year's close score between the Braves and Pilots. In the end, the Braves prevailed and took game 1 for the first time, 78-76. That is a total of only 154 points.
As of right now, we are still scoreless, as we saw really briefly on the score line. The Fubon Braves are 0 for 4 from the field, 0 for 9 for the Pilots. As Archie Goodwin left with nothing to show for Jiakang. 4-3 up top. No dice still.
I expect the Braves unit out there has a lot of length to make anything difficult, anything and everything difficult for the Pilots. A lot of deflected block shots.
That gets rejected from the basket. Man, Ryan, do you have the unusual stat of how many minutes a record of how many minutes is taken to get a field goal?
I'll call the president.
All right. AB with his first chance. And as we see, both sides, no threes yet. 0 for 4 for the Braves, 0 for 6 for the Pilots.
The referees have a tight whistle, a lot of physicality, letting both sides just battle it out.
So back over to the Braves it goes. And we talked about the Pilots participating in the final 6, ended up at 2nd place behind the South China Athletics Association, their first year participating in the BCL, and now they are advancing in BCL competition. As we have a little bit of a delay, we have a staff wiping the human effort off the floor, the sweat. Five minutes into the first quarter. And you're not you're looking at the score, 2-1, and they call offensive foul. Ooh. And still on the floor right now. Call it a legal screen on Michael Holyfield there. As we get ourselves into a much-needed timeout between the Pilots and the Taipei Fubon Braves. Let's see if things can be shaken up very shortly. Stay tuned for more Plus League Finals.
谢谢 Pilots Crew。第一节来到6分49秒。
You're watching the Plus League Finals. Ryan Chen and Taylor Chen presenting to you Game 1 here at Taoyuan Arena. And low-scoring affair is an understatement right now, as the current score is 2-1. That's right, folks. No field goals made on either end.
Well, that'll maybe give us a chance to set the stage some more. In the regular season, the Pilots went 7-1 against the Braves, almost sweeping the Braves. I believe it would have been the first and only time in the Braves' history. That's after the season 4 Pilots had the 75% winning percentage against the Braves. Long year, they did make the Plus League playoffs.
The give and go, no good for the Brown.
This time the Braves are more straight man-to-man defense, so Brown, along with the others, have all equal opportunity. One thing is the Pilots had 6 offensive rebounds in early goals compared to the Braves.
And there you have it, folks. Lu Junxiang with the dish served hot for Sixth Man of the Year, William Artino. Artino is the first ever naturalized player and foreign player to have win Sixth Man of the Year.
Of course, it had to come in the transition in fast break, the calling card of both of these clubs.
Euro step is good. There you have it. I think that timeout was much needed on both ends. We finally get our first buckets tonight. Wide open, Jia Kong. No answer, voicemail only.
That will be Justin's second personal foul. Taoyuan actually shined, in addition to 8.5 points per game, but actually was on triple-double watch every single game to see Justin at the very last second finding a trailing Artino.
As we see our first bucket tonight. Took over 5 minutes, but look, better late than never. As we get things started back again, Yankovic and Zhouguiyu Josh will check into the game for the first time. Lu Junxiang will get a quick break and high off the glass into the ring. Yowei gets 2 buckets tonight.
I can't believe it, he only averaged 1 point in the finals last year.
4 handles there for Owen. So here's the coast-to-coast finish for Zhouguiyu. Turnover and touchdown. The score now 8-3. Taipei Fubon Braves with a 5-point lead. Artino downhill up against Yankovic. Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, William Artino, a natural left. You got to know he's willing to take that tough baseline hook shot.
Certainly a huge addition, quite literally and figuratively, for the Taoyuan Pilots. He considered a naturalized local player in EASL. Jia Kong does a step back from the wing. No threes allowed.
Three-point shooting is something that has consistently fallen in these finals for the Pilots in the regular season.
Still short. Again, we might see a record, a not so positive record, but an interesting one to bring up at that. Under 4 minutes remain in the first quarter. And again, still a low-scoring affair. You take a look at the turnovers between both teams. They've committed 4 each. They call a holding foul on Alec Brown there.
Yeah, by a rare chance, the Braves actually look toward the basket with their bigs, and with Alec Brown to step behind, give the chance for the Braves at the line. You really don't want to do so when your team is struggling to score, because again, if the Pilots can get it in transition, they too, I mean, every basketball team, if run properly, can have an advantage in transition in the fast break. But if you're taking it out from a made or missed free throw, the opponent's defense has a better chance to set up.
We have 5 outs, they got 2, because we need to be smarter.
So a bit of a delay right now.
They want to collapse, we cannot...
Before Big Mo comes up for free throws. Ryan, you mentioned earlier that in the semifinals against TSG Goshawks, showed that he was underperforming statistically. During the regular season, he was averaging 16 points per game and 7 rebounds. Well, that took a major dip. As you said earlier, 8 points, 6 rebounds per game in those 4-game series against Goshawks.
And Valle and Amdi transferring program are the international student exceptions, so don't take up an in-sport spot. That's why Valle could get on the first team. Archie Goodwin had to go up against Alex Brown.
Crossover 2 is good from the long range. Pilots down 2 points, 9-7.
That's always the bread and butter then. Dribble move to a mid-range move, as now the Pilots double team Goodwin, but double team sandwiching him. You know, look, Taoyuan is a good defender. Oh, maybe got a little bit of a help there.
So free throws have now become automatic. Goodwin will be at the line.
One defender that I think struggled the most against Goodwin was number 6 killer, Guan Dayo. Probably does very well against all other kinds of archetypes, but a long wing who can handle like Goodwin is not easy for Guan Dayo. A stout 183-centimeter guard.
Archie Goodwin, a 60% free throw shooter in the regular season. Second free throw is no good there. They still hold on to that small lead right now. There's a catch and shoot for Owen. Yes, hits nothing but net. Currently leading in scoring coming off the bench tonight.
That's definitely another reason why the Pilots are so difficult, such a tough challenge this year. They are so much deeper roster-wise in a lot of positions, including the backup point guard, because Ethan will play aggressive defense and foul a lot.
Archie Goodwin off of Yankovic's screen. Still without anything. He's got 3 points tonight so far. Trevion Graham checking into the game, coming off the bench. No bucket. And he'll get a chance at the line. Call it on Lighting Un. Now in his 7th season with the Taipei Fubon Braves. Trevion Graham at the line. Graham in and out of injury this season. As you see his Left leg always wrapped up. Sprained it during their game in their EASL campaign against the Ryukyu Golden Kings. Took him out for quite some time, is why we saw a lot of some time from Cedric Milner.
Including his impressive ECR Super League debut.
Absolutely. Quite a showing in their BCL competitions. So the question is, will we see Milner return next season as from the corner? Well, that the side of the backboard, not too pretty.
I don't think that's what coaches mean by running from corner to corner.
Not quite. From deep, Taoyuan hits the backboard, turns back to sender.
Pilots have a major rebounding advantage, 18-11. Don't give them a good chance to try to find some rhythm.
Ooh, that's a tough break for Alec Brown. That was halfway in and out.
Sometimes they say the rims left and right have a difference, but both of these rims tough to shoot on.
Tough shot for Archie Goodwin. No threes made as of yet for the Braves. They are 0 for 8, as you see Goodwin 1 for 6 from the field. So we're counting down the last 45 seconds in the first quarter. Trevion Graham with the Teddy Graham. Send it.
Yeah, tough takeover, Steph Yankovic. Putting a ton of these high double screens.
Or Yankovic still off mark. Final possession, Trevion Graham at the logo. With Sun Jiangshuang directing traffic, handoff returns the favor as they call Zhou Guiyu's first personal foul.
Not a bad idea. Make the Pilots take it sideline out of bounds. And also an awkward situation because Irgi initially had Artino at the scorer's table for a possible sub, but was able to call him back. Meanwhile, the Braves going to bring in KJ for some more height, guarding the point of the attack as Lai Ting had that 3 made on him before.
And he returns to the bench. Li Jiakong returns. After getting a couple of minutes of rest after Holyfield's illegal screen, that pass gets blocked off by Archie Goodwin. Still Pilots ball at 0.77 seconds on the clock.
Seems like Irgi is trying to improvise this 0.77 play.
Upwards to AB, and to beat the clock, that's how we conclude the first quarter. Alec Brown gets his first bucket. As we got a slow start for the finals game 1 here at Taoyuan Arena. Score on the board, there you have it, is 15-12. Pilots taking the lead by 1 field goal as of now. As we will go into break, stay tuned for more Plus League Finals.
现在来到的是我们亚瑟士 Shooting Game， 跟着弹幕上的优米一起投出最神准的3分球。上课中到0-2，进球，好球，非常好，这个姿势100分，进球啦！佩，运球一下，好球，哇哦，非常厉害，非常有感觉，非常有感觉。上课等到你们了，投出最神准的3分球啦！好球，进球啦，超神准！换边，另外一边，投出你最神准的3分球，没错，好球，非常好！哇哦，拍到你了，投出最神准的3分球吧，好球，非常好，感谢你们！哇哦，非常好，进球啦！哎，这个有练过。还有雨桐，好球，谢谢！ 乘客的大力支持，等一下要继续帮领航员加油哦！
在我们胸口正在放，勇敢飞翔，抓住每个目标。
接见时间到，回到比赛场上。
You're watching the Plus League Finals Game 1 here at Taoyuan Arena. A slow start, but a very physical game. As of right now, with a score 15-12, Ryan Chen and Taylor Chen presenting tonight's matchup. Don't forget, folks, to make sure to hit the like and subscribe button for the Plus League YouTube page.
One thing that's something the Braves can hang their hats on, the Pilots have a couple of their guards with a couple of fouls between Justin and starting point guard Ethan. But otherwise, yeah, I did some back of the envelope math. The average quarter score in the finals, 22 points. Both teams way shy of that.
Definitely quite low, and the toss-up is a miss, and it's still Braves ball as they call a foul on Amdi Dien.
Now we'll make the Braves 0 for 10, while the Pilots not so much better at 1 for 12. You see Holyfield very jumpy there. I think that last little bunny hop is part of what invited the whistle by the officials, because if he doesn't jump, not so big a deal.
That's a far out pass, and let's see if the Pilots can make them pay. Over to Will Artino with a quick toss-up and into the ring. Certainly lands them a bucket.
Not a traditional three-man weave fast break, but the Pilots make it work.
Well, as we had mentioned, it's been a little bit of an unexpected game as KJ dials in and gets the answer finally for their first three tonight. Chen Jianshuang forces a bucket in for the and one and done.
Kind of curious, the Braves were cross-matched up there, and so then Chen Jianshuang, after the screen, had Lai Tingyun on him. And it looks like Roger ready to make a change on that. Lai Tingyun is so much better when he's out on the perimeter or when he's on the help defender, kind of digging down to create a steal. But as the on-ball defender, that's where a lot of guards of different shapes and sizes can take him inside. But as for the Braves' first made three, Taylor, it had to be KJ. Just his nickname is the left-handed interesting man. Also Guaijie, so he's had to be the one that knocked down the first three.
I gotta say, Ryan, I do miss your Mandarin lessons on the broadcast. I don't think we hear that enough.
You might have a lot if things continue this way.
As they are rolling for Yankovic, and he logs in his first bucket tonight.
High degree of difficulty by Yankovic as the Braves show off a 2-3 zone.
Pulling up through the baseline. Back up top, Graham. Big through, count it, baby, for Trevion Graham. Sending him to the line. As we see the Wags on the sideline, they call it the foul on Chen Youwei.
The Pilots don't have a traditional zone breaker with a high-low. Artino flashed there initially, but then on the rotation, they love to get a dribble drive penetration against the top two players of the zone, creating a lot of chaos.
Graham's second time at the free throw line, getting the score up to 22-17.
Graham and Brown joining the Pilots 3 seasons ago. And so they're trying to make this one count again, having lost against the Kings 2 seasons ago and defeating the Braves last finals.
So Goyer didn't want to risk it for the biscuit, but instead sends it down to Yankovic. Putting 2 buckets early in the second quarter. Late signing for the Taipei Fubon Braves, as Ryan mentioned earlier, new imports as well as we're bringing back Roger Xu as the head coach, as KJ with the 2-piece. Things are warming up here at Taoyuan Arena, and that goes in and out for Artino.
Man, that is the worst of all outcomes. to miss. Oh, excuse me. It was a foul on the Braves. I was going to say, if Martino blows the bunny and then commits a foul on the rebound, that's not good.
Yeah, that would hurt.
As you see, Yankovic, a lot of dribble pull-up moves. First it was a spin, and then that one taking on the other import. And meanwhile, something that a couple of the Braves guards are so excellent is that those kind of medium full court passes. And, probably just a matter of having better position for Artino there. But not a shooting foul.
Nope.
3-1 in this quarter, so a switch up quarter one.
Holyfield getting some time back on the bench, as you already saw there on the screen. He's committed his third personal foul, and foul trouble had been a consistent issue for him during their semifinals matches against the TSG Ghost Hawks. There's that tap in. Tap, tap, tap in for William Martino. And we have a called timeout made here as Roger calls for the timeout. Our first called timeout at that in this game so far.
Yeah, it seems to me Roger's not happy with the blockout effort because William Martino has had his way in the secondary opportunities.
And stay tuned for more. We will be right back.
第二节来到9分26秒，24比21。让我们继续来加油。The end of timeout， 暂停时间到。
Things are warming up here at Taoyuan Arena as Coach Roger of the Taipei Fubon Braves called for the timeout as the Pilots continue on with their lead, 24-21.
I think an important distinction is personnel-wise, no Alec Brown, and so the Pilots have yet to attempt a three-point shot here in the second quarter, trying to force the issue against the Braves inside with Yankovic and Mo instead of Holyfield.
Again, that's also to say, right before the timeout, Holyfield's already in foul trouble just early in the second quarter. No bucket for Big Mo, but Zogri, you're trying to pull the trigger for the three. There's a second chance opportunity. Big thanks to Mo. KJ from up top hits it downtown, tying up the score, 24-all.
KJ always can have a good threat from the outside, no matter what location around the arc. 36% in the series against the Ghost Hawks.
William Martino having to play really physical up against Yankovic.
And Yankovic had the initial strip, which was clean, but that secondary action is what drew the whistle. I think they got that one right. Meanwhile, Graham took a shot in the last possession, so left the Pilots in to scramble. KJ, this time from the top.
Right now, Hong Kai-jie coming off the bench tonight. Already making waves for the Braves with 8 points on the scoreboard. Shabai over to Graham, stepping back. The long range does not fall. And here comes the Braves. Hook pass over to Yankovic. He's directing traffic now. Kick out. So Yowei up top. Once again, splash zone up top for the Braves.
So anyway, a much improved three-point shooter. And now his fifth season, this regular season, 34% from the outside, making him a very viable starting option for Roger.
And Trevion Graham still keeping the bank open.
And notice with Archie Goodwin back in there, making it tough on the Pilots guards to get open shots.
Another kick out, and boom goes the dynamite for Chen. Now this time, Yergi Caminos will call for the timeout. Yowei already rounding up to 10 points on the scoreboard. So far, it's the local players really standing out for the Taipei Fubon Braves.
Yeah, but it starts because for some reason, Ethan Bayalton is always guarding Steph Yankovic, so it collapses the Pilots defense, leaving Taoyuan open. They wouldn't be in that problem if 4 players didn't have to help off of their man to guard Yankovic in the middle. So the Braves reaping the benefit of very poor matchup by the Pilots defense, and this is the result. The Braves starting to get some confidence here on the road. Interesting anomaly where last year Game 6 had to take place here in Pauian Arena, which the Braves took over as their home. As Hoping Arena, Taipei Hoping Gymnasium not available.
And again, Pilots not unfamiliar with the changing of the scenery. It's been was a couple of months where they had to change their home court again. We talked about how they had to go over to Hsinchu City as their temporary home stadium, as well as the Intercontinental Mini Dome, in which we got ourselves a Game 7 tomorrow night in that Domestic League's finals. As we come out of the call timeout from Caminos, well, the Taipei Fubon Braves, they managed to shake off a slow-going first quarter. They were 0 for 10, but in the second quarter, well, they caught up for lost time, 4 for 7 from out the perimeter.
7.5 to go. Yergi going with his best 3-guard trio along with Alec Brown.
Still no dice for AB, and Lu Junxiang returns to the game as well. Been nominated once again for the MVP of the season. The call is on Li Jiakang right here, but I don't know. What we're seeing says otherwise between him and Bae. We see the arm to Jiakang's face. He's getting a bit of a beating today. Again, he got a little bit of a knockdown in the hip earlier in the first, and just now in the face.
The tough thing is the common foul against Jackie was already called, and referees on the replay would still have to get to a high bar to consider Mbaye committing unsportsmanlike
when you see
foul.
Goodwin is going to be, you need to try to go.
It looked like Mo was trying to get by his man and did a swing move, trying to get open, not trying to create some damage. So Yergi does elect to challenge a lot of these fouls with not a very high hit rate, not a very high success rate. Though in this particular case, Bae actually gets behind Jackie as I think this one can go either way, realistically.
Their first head coach challenge tonight. With the score 30-26, Fubon Braves taking over the lead thanks to KJ as well as Chen Youwei.
This personnel, though, you can expect the Braves to be running a lot more 5-out offense. That's probably why the Pilots are under pressure to get in front of their man as Jackie is here. But Bae, on the replay, at least looks very like a careless, clueless kind of move, just trying to get by his defender. You gotta expect somebody to be there.
It doesn't hurt any less re-watching this over and over again right now. Just taking a look at the last couple of different points of views from our cameraman, and we'll hear the official announcement.
教练的挑战，莫巴也第一拍击中李家刚头部，给予一次 U foul， 追加一次 U foul， 但是后面的接触，裁判吹的是防守的犯规，所以恢复比赛的方式会由家康罚2球，再由富邦进攻。
So they do give Mo the unsportsmanlike foul. Now, what happens next is Jiakang will be at the line for 2 free throws, but possession will return to the Braves.
I think this is a great way of handling it because they did call the common foul, so things cannot be negated foul-wise. As we saw, Pilots had a 2-possession situation before, as Yergi seems to agree with him as well. So the biggest result is Mbaye has a specialty foul, and it's only his first personal. Be smarter with his move.
I see what you did there. Jiakang 1 for 2 is a 74% free throw shooter. As I mentioned before, possession returning to Braves. Shot clock is set at 16 seconds. Jiakang's first personal foul tonight. Yoe with a downhill pass to Yankovic, managing to get the bucket off from Artino and AB.
Well, it looked like the two defenders took each other out as both were committed, but Yankovic is in the flow of things. He's in great control after a couple of tough shots, now making things easier for himself.
11 seconds, that is tapped out of bounds. We saw on the bottom left corner, they're head-to-head against the Pauian Pilots, while Archie Goodwin, Big Mo, they all average double-digit points, no sweat. Particularly Archie Goodwin scores 29 points against the Pauian Pilots. But as of right now, Goodwin only scored 5 points in this game. Junxiang up top, still no good. Yoe through the legs, loose ball there. Yankovic trying to recover. Still Braves ball. Good pass. Here's Mo over to Kaijie, but that slips through his fingers, out of bounds.
Yeah, and an interesting situation where KJ actually cuts to the basket instead of staying in the corner. That's what Mbaye was expecting. Hey, wait a minute. These were collegiate teammates on championship teams. Not on the same page here. On a Friday night at the pro level.
Well, 6 minutes to go. Above the screen, Junxiang over to Xiaobai. Jiakang for the 3, pulling the trigger too short, but Xiaobai will try to pick up the 2-piece. No consolation though. A look pass out to AB. Nothing set up for the Braves there. Downhill, finger roll, and there's the scoop for Lu Junxiang.
Finally, Lu Junxiang on the scoreboard. That's his calling card, his dribble drive, not the jump shots, which Goodwin and company have done a great job contesting. If he can get to the basket for himself or for his teammates, that will unlock some of the Pilots offensively.
They could definitely utilize more of that, as he's only 1 for 6 from the field. And Yankovic, tough break there as he comes down with the roll-in, as Jiakang will come through with the 2-piece. And the whistle comes. It is an offensive foul called on Yankovic.
Yeah, he had a chance against Ethan, and all he had to do was establish a base. And right now the Braves trying to stand up for Yankovic, as we see previously, finally catching the Braves without enough help in the painted area. You see Yankovic screened by Brown and Mbaye digging from the nail, but meanwhile, Jackie taking it to Goodwin. Back-to-back layups for the Pilots. The Braves can't be happy with that.
It's really great to see Jiakang evolve throughout the years with the Pilots. It really shows his true grit, unafraid to go up against Archie Goodwin there, as the Beast returns to gameplay. Back over to Yankovic. Again, Braves playing 5 out right now. The whistle comes for Graham.
Yeah, what it looks like the hand contact by Graham initiated the contact, and then it certainly looks like Mbaye's shoulder thrust was a lot heavier, but there's an order of things in that sequence. Pilots switching a lot, leaving Yankovic on some mismatches.
No call there, but ball's still live. 5 seconds left on the clock. And unfortunately, Archie Goodwin still blanking out in the perimeter. Outwards to Lu Jinxiang. Here comes Night King. Still asleep at the wheel. Yue trying to find Archie Goodwin, threading the needle, but that thread goes way out of bounds.
Seems like the lack of shooting is getting to the head of both teams, as you see Taoyuan thinking Archie Goodwin might be in the corner and not cutting to the basket, with 2 Pilots collapsing on that layup attempt.
Is this what we call the broadcaster's jinx, where I give credit to Yue and Kaijia earlier?
Absolutely.
Now here comes Archie Goodwin, coast to coast. Off the bank shot, too strong the second time around, and you can see him visibly frustrated. Back over to Pilots.
Can't take advantage until now, 5-on-4.
From the corner, Jinxiang dials in, gets the answer. You can't put Baby in the corner after all. We bring it back over to Pilots, 34-32, as Roger calls for the timeout. You see there, Lu Jinxiang 6 points and 1 for 4. The 3-point line here at Taoyuan Arena.
Well, if your team has gone through as many lumps as the Pilots have, having lost the Plus League Finals against the Kings, coming in second 2 straight seasons in the East Asia Super League, and 2 straight seasons in a basketball championship, the Asia East, you learn to develop a lot of callous and a lot of resiliency. Well, the Pilots, after every chance, whether make or miss by the Braves, are running down court hard, and finally it kind of pays off. It looked like Archie Goodwin got back, and yet Justin finds the open space in the far side corner. That's the key. Get away from the defense. An open shot finally made by the Pilots locals from the perimeter. And so, even as tough as things are looking for the Pilots, I feel like with 3 minutes to go, you're kind of getting a good mental reset for them with this timeout. Hey, we're fine. We're up by 2. We're at home. You know, every shot is a chance the ball will go in, not another chance for the opponents to stop us. That's the mentality you got to have. Meanwhile, for the Braves, you know, they've been working with different personnel. They've had a little bits of success, but they got to know it's a long series, and I'm sure Rogers got the guys mentally prepared for such a long series, but you got to also win the little sprints as well.
Now, Roger returned back as the head coach back in March 20th of this year, and since his return, the Taipei Fubon Braves, they had gotten 6 wins and only 1 loss.
I think the only thing that was disappointing for the Braves is dropping both home games against the Ghost Hawks. That second one, despite the Ghost Hawks down personnel for injuries, and then it was Damon Brooks who picked up 2 specialty fouls and was out of there. And they were, Ghost Hawks, that is, were able to pull it off. But the Braves then went on the road and won 2 games. Also, not an easy feat, but something they made commonplace.
Killer going under the screen to guard Goodwin, and here's Yankovic for the 3, splash zone from the wing this time. Nails his first 3 tonight, score of 35-34. As you see there, he's now 1 for 3 around the perimeter. Lu Jinxiang drawing a foul off of Beast, but I gotta say, it's a little bit of an embellishment, as we'll take a look at Yankovic. A contested shot.
Martino doing a pretty good job, as you see Beast with an initial hand on the shoulder. That could have been called, but a little bit of a body bump. I think you're right. There's a little too much embellishment after the fact, but a foul nonetheless.
Jinxiang at the line. He's now become the 3-time MVP of Plus League. He's gotten quite a few accolades since playing for the Pilots in the Plus League. He's a former 6th Man of the Year, as I mentioned, 3-time MVP and 4-time first team, including this season, as we mentioned before, the Pilots practically sweeping in all the awards recently announced. And Archie Goodwin landing it out to Yue. Pops under his feet, and Jackie will lay it in thanks to Archie Goodwin's dish. That was too strong of a hit, and a stoppage on the clock as they call goaltending for Lu Jingxiang. 37 all now.
And that was the most impressive back and forth action. Initially, the Braves worked hard for their secondary opportunities, resulting in Chen Xiangjun or Jack. Meanwhile, on the other side, it's close, but I think they made the right call. Hand to the backboard while the ball had a chance on the goal.
Seeing Michael Holyfield's return back onto the court with only a couple of minutes to spare in the second as they call Owen's foul there.
Yeah, classic staple by the Braves to get Beast coming off of a down screen. Usually they set it on the right side so he could turn over his right shoulder. This time off the left side, and Beast is so good with the basketball, such a good passer. So when he curls, he's also a big threat. You see it's Chen Jiangshuang and then initial defender, then Justin, excuse me, jump all the way down to try to dig. Here we go again. Now it's Graham on him.
The Pilots had one more foul to spare before free throws are automatic, and here comes the Beast. Too short from the wing. Under 2 minutes remain on the corner. Here's Killer. Quite a shot. They reset from up top. Owen off of Andy's screen. Or the three between the rim and the backboard with nothing to go back to the Braves. Skip pass over to Jack. Turn back over to Pilots. Turns the favor back out to the perimeter. No entry allowed. Here's Owen. Loose ball though, and here is Archie Goodwin coming back with it. For the three. Foul call on Andy right there. He'll be at the line.
Yeah, Andy trying to make the argument that Goodwin kicked his legs out, but you can't lose composure even if you think things didn't go your way on the other end. Getting a look at Holyfield, screening Graham, and that leaves Andy with a contest.
Well, Holyfield might be done for the rest of the quarter, as we'll see Goodwin at the line.
Interesting choice because Yankovic, he's demonstrated his chops on the offensive end. I would have thought they would have left Holyfield for a defensive effort.
Goodwin in tonight's game, they managed to, well, the Pilots have managed to suppress him quite a bit. He's only scored 6 points tonight. 1 for 9 from the field. He's 4 for 5 at the line. With that said, he'll have 3 free throws. Again, getting his second foul tonight. Score now 40-37. Clock is running down to 50 seconds left in regulation. Back outwards to Alec Brown, over to Killer. And the Jack will try to pick up the rebound. Unfortunately, though, he makes the last touch out of bounds, and it is still a Pilots ball.
Yeah, good job by Graham to stay close to the play and cause, if not a jump ball, then Chen Xiangjun already losing his balance there. That I don't know if I've ever seen the basketball to the rear end out of bounds like that.
Okay,
Let's listen to the timeout.
Wake up, Alex, Andy, Owen, and Guan. We go like this, please. Owen, go corner. It's from this side, no?
Yes.
It's this side. Owen, go corner. On this, Andy, when Owen goes, you have to come here to do back pick for Alex. Okay? And Juan, also holding, you are my safety pass here for Trivion. Trivion, go back in. We do one catch and shoot. Catch and shoot is 2 for 1. Catch and shoot is 2 for 1. If it's not clear, lay long. Go away.
Perhaps Jurgi looking for more offense. He wants Owen to be out there instead of Ethan for this 2-for-1. At the same time, Justin is going to get more rest. And after the 3-point foul, I think the Pilots would help themselves a lot by executing this 2-for-1 to end the first half. Meanwhile, the Braves are going to make sure a couple of their best defensive guys between Josh and Jerry are out there. Nobody starting the inbounds, looking like a kind of a zone-ish.
Get past to Danny, returns a favor, back over to Graham, through Pilots, or through Braves. Here's Alex Brown with a splash hit from the wing. There you have it, finally getting a stroke back, 40 all. As of now, he is 1 for 4 in this game. Archie Goodwin letting the clock run down to 10 seconds. Guandayo tasked to guard the import, and he shoots, but he does not score to finish off the second quarter.
Great job by Guandayo to just time up his contest while the officials might add some time on the clock because of the air ball. And no need to go to the monitor. Good job by the officials for having a good eye on it. They're going to add a second. So let's see if Jurgi drew up a full court play while he was at it in the timeout.
4.48 seconds is quite a bit of time. So here it comes, off to the races. Here it's Song, too strong. Valiant effort though for Owen, as the score remains 40 all here at Taoyuan Arena. Again, we're talking about a slow beginning from both sides, as we'll have Ryan Chen interviewing Jurgi Caminos very shortly before our halftime analysis of Game 1 of the finals.
We're here with coach of the Taoyuan Pauian Pilots, Jurgi Caminos. Jurgi, how do we explain the low shooting percentage so far in the first half of the game?
I feel that we play a little bit rush. Basically, they start doing zone, their matchup. They like to be a little bit more active than other days. The times that we found the shot is when we've been a little bit more patient with. We drive and kick a little bit more, and that's the moment that we have better shots.
Okay, coach. The Pilots again having a second place finish. How do you bounce back from another in Malaysia, but coming to the Plus League Best of 7 series?
I don't care what happened in Malaysia. We are 40-40. We didn't defend the three-point line really good on the first half. They have 3 threes in a row, 4 threes at the beginning of the quarter, and we have to be better there.
All right, thanks, coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
那教练第一个问题问说为什么上半场的命中率那么低？卡总第一句说。勇士换了2个不同的防守阵型，也有其他的掺杂在里面，可能他们的进攻太急了。那我第二个问他说，又来一次的第2次的第2名的收场，他说我已经忘记了过去，现在专注在40比40的比赛。好，主播欢迎你。
不怕剧本也要骄傲，他们其实
谢谢 Pilot Crew， 感谢 Pilot Crew 带来的中场表演，谢谢他们。哇，非常精彩的上半场比赛，谁也不让谁，让我们轻松一下，玩个中场游戏吧。
我们要玩的游戏呢，非常的简单。游戏规则就是乘客在我们的中圈进行骰子，只要骰到6，我们就可以到篮筐上篮。成功上篮的话，就累积1分。我们限时1分钟，当然完成越多的积分越高。
所以这比的是运气，也是技巧了，骰到6才可以上篮哦。
是的，然后我们会进行2轮，然后我们现在修正一下我们游戏的。
OK， 好的。好，比赛到了中场的时候，我们这边马上把上半场的几个精华片段重新跟各位解析一下。上半场的比赛目前显示是一种焦土战哦。
是的，双方呢想赢怕输的心态，造成了很多的那种模糊的命中率下降。再来呢，准确度也很模糊。所以呢，我想或者是这样说了，两边的篮筐啊，脾气都超硬的，篮筐啊，脾气都超硬的。铁的距离，
这边篮筐应该没有拿去孔庙拜过。
哇，两边的那个命中率都超低的。不过我想呢，这个就是一个
比赛的过程，
也是个高强度的比赛啊。大家把这个防守啊，还是做的比较充分一点。
所以主要我们可以看到是上半场两队在防守的布阵有一些策略，这些策略造成进攻上的不适应哦。马上我们第一个来看到领航员的防守做了什么。OK， 我们知道很多的战术里面呢，核心是谁？是古德温 ，OK， 那领航员做了什么事情？当他一切入的时候，这个人从这么远过来协防，这个就是在 pick and roll 防守里面的一种 next，OK， 下一个人直接放掉过来做防守，逼他只能传球，不能切入 ，OK， 把 2 on 2， 把这个2 on 2变成3 on 2、4 on 3 ，OK。所以第一个马上就形成奏效。好，接下来我们看到另外一边勇士做了什么，周哥
？OK， 我想呢，勇士这边做了最大的一种决定性、决策性，就是正面硬顶，对方的关键球员得到了一些角度上、空间上的好处，直接换防，直接面对面处理你，降低关键球员的大比分、大方面的技术含量发展。
OK，
我想呢，对。
我们看一下我们赛前讲的换防，第一个下挡出来以后直接换防，第二个这两个人又换防，没错，
直接让志杰呢去处理关键人，处理关键人，降低对手的关键人呢技术面呢这个充分的发挥，这个是一个冠军赛非常重要的，直接面对面，一个人士兵也是这样，记住要打冠军，一个人士兵也是这样，这个太重要了。
没错，我们知道这是一个 mismatch 210对190，但是提早在3分线外，博朗是什么的？是潇洒的射手，提早让他接住，让他没有办法运用他的身高优势接到球。
接着呢，换防之后呢，在这个反对挡拆呢也处理得很好，直接把球呢往边线推，所谓的 ice， 我把你往边线推。
所以就这边哈 ，OK， 那这边呢，我们看到形成了一个 ice，OK， 所以上半场的比赛，两边防守做了很多准备，那接下来就看适应了这个强度之后，下半场的比赛会有什么样的走向。接下来我们就把现场还给我，谢谢，
谢谢。
赛后2分钟，加油加油！有机会，还有机会，加油！
还有吗？可以吗？
倒数1分钟 ，Go！ 加油 ！OK， 还有球，加油！
现在好像有点不分轩轾哦。30秒，30秒。30 seconds， 哇哦！你想甩6就甩3是怎样？ 水哦，右边很乐观哦。
哎呦
10、9、8、7、6、5、4、
来一颗帅的帅的。
2、1，时间到。哎呀呀！
谢谢，很棒。
我们统计一下成绩，统计一下成绩。请问一下，有分要 PK 的吗？
好。
第一名是。好，要 PK。
要进行 PK 啦。
好，这2位都是进6球，请中圈准备。
我们要进行 PK。
好，先甩到6，直接进就赢了，好不好？
那要比的是速度哦。第一个甩到6，然后上篮成功，回来到中圈的就获胜了。
就看幸运女神在哪里了。那球员有出来练球，怎样闪避一下？
还有啊，
准备好了吗 ？DJ Vic。
Go！ 第一个甩到6就回，哎呦，第一个甩到6就很重要喽。
我背。
有没有呢？加油加油！哎，有了 ，Go！
胜负要揭晓啦
！OK， 恭喜，恭喜，在我左手边这位乘客获胜啦！
恭喜恭喜！
感谢各位乘客的参与，哦，非常棒非常棒，我们有准备大礼包要来送给我们的乘客啦，我们其他乘客也有哦。
大家一起来合照留念，恭喜呢！我们第1名拿到我们的礼物，其他3名呢也有我们的参加奖。好，一起来合照。我们的摄影师 ，Where you at? Hello, photographer. 好的，可能是我们这一段玩得太快了啦，哦，等一下，好，来，谢谢柏林，谢谢柏林。好，看到这里，3、2、1，耶！谢谢我们这个选手们。
We're in the midst of halftime here at Taoyuan Arena. This is the game 1 of the Plus League finals between the Taipei Fubon Braves and the Pauian Pilots as we take a look at the halftime stats here. 40 all, a tied score in the first quarter too, and we saw, Pilots and the Braves trying to break away. As we see overall from the field, the Pilots 16 for 45, 14 for 37. The Taipei Fubon Braves have committed more turnovers in tonight's game, 12 turnovers as opposed to the Pilots' turnover count. Ryan, what do you have to say about these stats so far? You talk about the local players standing out for the Taipei Fubon Braves. Coming off the bench, the Braves have scored 21 points thanks to KJ scoring 8 points. Now we talked about the rebounds being important if it's a low-scoring affair. The Taoyuan Pilots, they've corralled 29 rebounds, 27 for the Taipei Fubon Braves. But something that I wanted to talk about was Michael Holyfield. Now, he getting the game start today, but he has made zero attempts from the field and 0 visits at the free throw line. So that's kind of something to take note of as we take a look at the score rankings as of right now. Chen Youwei 10 points, 9 points for Yankovic, as we see Guan Dayou quite effective on defense, holding down Archie Goodwin in terms of scoring tonight. Now for the score rankings for the pilots, there you have it. Night King with 9 points. And 8 points for Artino and Graham. No one hitting the double digits in scoring as we have Xiao Li interviewing Coach Roger for the Braves.
徐总，其实，在第一节的时候，在前面6分钟的时候，两边其实防守强度都非常强，然后都一直没有得到第一个 field goal。然后在第一个电视暂停完下去之后，两边其实就开始慢慢有回温了 ，field goal 也找到。那个电视暂停完之后，你在那个暂停里面告诉球员些什么？
其实对我们球队来说，就是失误太多嘛。 尤其transition快攻当中太多不必要的失误，所以希望大家先控制好失误，然后进攻如果真的没有快，要找半场的阵地战，找最好机会。
那刚刚有提到失误嘛？那其实，在第2节的中后段，有一波连续6波没有办法得分以外，还外带了4次的失误。那个失误在进去休息室的时候，有没有提醒球员就要做什么样的反击？
当然有啊，我们上半场发生了11次失误，有些失误让我们在分数上面一直上不去。 如果要发动快攻，你掌握好篮板，可是却传掉球，当然没办法把分数累积上去的。所以我们会想尽办法控制这个失误。
好，最后一个问题，因为其实，在上半场的时候，徐总还是一样维持以前的作风，板凳球员上来比桃园璞园领航员的板凳球员的分数还要高。但是下半场还会继续沿用这样的这种调度。
应该还是希望先发球员能够打得好一点啊。对。
好，那我们谢谢徐总，那我们就进广告。
请各位乘客、球员朋友们缓缓地回到座位上。第3节比赛将在1分钟之后开始。
跟着飞，一起飞向胜利的奖杯。梦想在我们前方发着光，勇敢飞翔，抓住每个希望。Fly, I feel so good。大声喊出我不怕，用我们的力量支持它。Brave, we can do it。
before the quick break that we had, Xiaoli interviewed Coach Roger from the Braves side now, talking about what to improve. Well, they've been committing too many turnovers on transition. Now in the second quarter, there were 6 possessions where they scored 0 points. So they're gonna have to prioritize in solving that particular problem. Now talking about the starting 5, well, they're just gonna have to step it up. They only scored 19 points from the Braves end.
Yeah, talk about turnovers. The Braves committed a lot of turnovers with jump passes. Guys committing there and then trying to turn around, throw it somebody else. And so not playing under control. The Pilots do a good job kind of ambushing the pass or ambushing the ball handler just at the right moment.
Bounce pass to Artino. Does not land to get things started off as the Beast misfires the pass. So back over to Pilots.
What an effort by 2 players going to the floor for the Pilots.
Alrighty, we have our first turnover for the Braves end. As we take a look at overall in the season, we have 5 Pilots players scoring double digits overall against the Braves. So truly showing their dominance over the Taipei Fubon Braves. Again, Ryan mentioned that they nearly went undefeated against the Braves, 7-1 this season. Yowei for 3. Off to the races, back over to Pilots. And swinging over to the corner. Off mark. Valiant effort for Lu Junxiang to have the bounce, but couldn't get the rebound there. Archie Goodwin. No space allowed, but a tough shot pulled off by the points leader of Plus League.
Goodwin averaged 29 points against the Pilots. That time faced 2 defenders. Jackie, I think, a good defensive effort, but just better shot making by Goodwin.
Now we have Goodwin up top and Yankovic averaging 13 points per game, as we have right behind him is Mbaye. He averages 12 points against the Taoyuan Pilots, but as of right now, he has only got 1 point in tonight's game. That was thanks to a free throw made earlier in the game. Get passed back out to Goodwin. This time Junxiang guarding the import player.
The Pilots did a great job with heel switching and early switching.
Foul call on a Braves end. That's going to be on Goodwin.
Getting a look. Initially, Goodwin passed up Justin, but Jackie, I think, popping out just at the right moment. But Goodwin is simply too tall and too skilled to make that shot here. The snatch back, 3-point step back, and a decent contest by Justin is not enough. That's why Archie Goodwin is such a focal point. Meanwhile, Justin, gotta have the courage to keep going to the basket. You gotta collapse the Braves defense, draw it for the defense. You do want to do it under control. You don't want to just cough it up every time. Either get your layup, find a teammate, or get fouled. You want to afford mistakes on the biggest stage of the Plus League.
Right now, Junxiang is 3 for 11 from the field. It's the first one in. Starting off the final series here at Taoyuan Arena with low-scoring game so far. Graphics here on the bottom left corner. In Mandarin, we have Gu De Wen, but now changing it up to Gu De Tang. So in the playoffs, talking about how he had a hot streak, scoring 30 points per game against the TSG Ghost Hawks. There's the hand reach by Xiao Bai. It's his 3rd foul tonight. Got all the touches tonight. There's that jumper for Goodwin. He's good for that. Keeping the score tied, 46-all. That AB for the 3. They call an offensive foul on the Pilots end.
Yeah, tough stretch for Ethan. committed the foul. Okay contest. Goodwin still makes it over him, and then a illegal screen for Alec Brown, who's already so tough to guard and contest when he shoots that long-range three. But let's see, it's a passing crash is what they called.
That's his fourth one. Made back-to-back fouls early in the third, so Chen Jiangsong returns to gameplay. Good, again, good one. Getting all the touches right now in the third. M'Baye with the pump fake, dribble drive downhill to Holyfield. And finally, who'll get a chance to get some points. Artino will commit his first foul in the third.
Yeah, despite going down on the previous field goal attempt, Goodwin getting back up, becoming a viable option. Meanwhile, little playmaking from M'Baye. Slip pass. And, just like that, the Pilots accumulating some fouls here in the third. Usually brought up Holyfield and not had much contribution on the offensive end, but we've seen games like that before.
We see Michael Holyfield's younger brother, TJ Holyfield. Michael Holyfield, 32, TJ, 30. Played for the Hsinchu Top Plus Lioneers and decided to extend his stay to watch his older brother, as we did see the senior Holyfield a couple of the Lioneers' playoff games earlier in May. Downhill pass leaving AB wide open with his first jam.
That's just old school basketball. Have two centers occupy the paint, one high, one low. That makes the passing lane easy. Meanwhile, the Braves, M'Baye out of position, so it makes it easy with Holyfield having a good pass.
Holyfield tripping up, going downhill as AB is also on the floor.
Teammates call in.
You know, look at previously, not enough pressure on the ball on the pass, and two defending, two on the weak side is a weird look. But let's take another look at Holyfield against Brown. Definitely a tough one to take if you're the Pilots. So Holyfield actually previously did not score a point in the first half of a Braves game, but then his offensive reboundings and threw in a couple of dunks ended up being the player of the game down in Tainan. I recall interviewing him, and he admitted he was frustrated from that first half, but Archie Goodwin and his teammates encouraged him to stick with the game plan, just continue to play hard, and it paid off. Well, here, causing some pressure for the Pilots defense.
Yeah, they're gonna need him to step it up. As Roger mentioned, the starting five need to really come through. He only had 2 rebounds in the first half, and here's the turnover and possible touchdown, but Lu Junshan will wait for his trailers for the 3, pulls the trigger, but is off target there. There's the double team on Zijie. Managing to find Mo, coming through, tripping up. A lot of slippage on that side, and Holyfield having a tough time to recover the ball.
Yeah, just when the Braves thought they were in trouble with Beast being double teamed and possible 8-second violation, then Mo streaking ahead with an opening, and yet they don't even get a shot off. You see M'Baye find a slippery part of the floor. And definitely out of bounds there with Michael Holyfield's touch. Funny look, and start to wonder if, once again, the low-scoring affair is kind of on the minds of the players.
Ling Zijie will get a break, and KJ will return to the court. There's a downhill pass to William Artino, but there's Michael Holyfield ambushing through with his second block tonight, and for 3, yes! The splash zone is good from the Fubon Braves, and Chen Jiangsong with a no-look pass over to Lu Junshan. Here comes Artino. The help defense from Braves, and AB at the the free throw line. Trying to get the bank open. Lu Junxiang will do so himself.
Well, Chen Yewei at a season high of 4 3-pointers made and already doing that, his part, I should say.
And there's a unsportsmanlike foul. So, before the free throws are granted, we'll have ourselves a TV timeout here at Taoyuan Arena. That's going to be on Michael Holyfield. That's his 4th one. So again, we talk about foul trouble for him and low-scoring game for him also. Well, that's going to be trouble for the Taipei Fubon Braves. So we'll be right back with more Plus League finals.
现在是 dance game 的时候，跟着前面的空姐一起卖力的跳起舞来，应援起来，就可以获得空姐们手中的达美乐披萨兑换券哦！跟着一起跳起来吧！ Let's go！ 长官们跟着前面的空姐们一起跳起舞来吧，跟着一起打节拍，非常好，就是这样。 跳起来！跟着我们的空姐一起卖力的跳起来！来到你了，小乘客！非常棒哦，这样子也可以，非常好。
Saw earlier Xiaobai getting into foul trouble after committing 2 back-to-back fouls early in the 3rd. Well, same goes for Michael Holyfield. He's committed his 4th, and it was an unsportsmanlike foul at that.
The pilots actually have been in the penalty, by my count, since the 8-11 mark of this quarter, and yet this last specialty foul might give the pilots some momentum coming out of the break. As, again, the turnovers are really hurting the Braves.
We talked about it before. The first half, they committed 12 turnovers. As Martino's free throw breaks the first.
The thing about these pilots, not a great free throw shooting unit.
Well, kids, that's where it goes to show. You really got to work on your free throws. It's a lifetime thing.
They averaged the low in the Plus League regular season, only 62.5%, down from nearly 70% last regular season.
Ouch. 7 seconds remain on the shot clock. Junxiang coming through in the baseline, pump fake, kick out, reset, over to Alec Brown, 4-3, trying to beat the clock. Unfortunately, unable to do so. Back over to Braves end. Then Xiang Jun returns to the game. Jack logged in only a couple of minutes in the first half.
Pilots have been in this pressure man defense before, but now it might be a little tougher with Yankovic out there.
Five seconds remain. Skip pass over to Jack. Ooh, there's a nasty stare down by Alec Brown. And risky pass from Junxiang downwards to Alec Brown that goes out of bounds.
Man, the referees are absolutely letting the Braves abuse Alec Brown. First the missed call on the jumper, then tackling him with an alley-oop opportunity. Though there was some confusion with Martino nearby, but Zhe Xiangjun getting a little bit of revenge for his block shot. He, remember, started the Ghost Hawk series perfect 13 for 13 from the field.
Mr. 100%. Actually, I believe, wasn't it game 1 and game 2 where he went 100%?
That's why it was 2 straight. And then game 3, well, didn't take a shot.
No.
A lot of shenanigans going on out there.
Score still remains tied as of right now.
Here you see it. the Braves will run this a lot. A small will screen for a big. And in Yankovic's case, either a capable shooter or will start another high ball screen.
He's very consistent at the line. Broadcaster's jinx right there. I was going to say 90% free throw shooter. That was a little bit too ironic there. Graham over Yowei. Off mark. Got to keep it simple. Again, with such a low scoring game right now, 51-50. Haven't had a significant lead on either end as Yankovic comes through, keeping the bank open. And there you have it, the biggest lead for the Braves in the third. Not much there. Yankovic logging in 12 points in tonight's game. Junxiang, Night King, 4-3. He's chipping away at the score, 16 points. He is 2 for 7 on the perimeter.
Think about Justin, not always the most efficient scorer, but certainly has the biggest heart.
Yeah, well said there.
Well, how about a score and a stop for the Pilots? Momentum can come quickly.
Especially having the home court advantage. Trevion Graham nor Alec Brown could get any buckets there in that possession. Archie Goodwin coming through, threading the needle for Jack. So nice, you gotta say it twice. 55-53 is the current score. 4 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the third. We see a sizable Braves fan group sitting behind the Braves bench.
You look at Archie Goodwin with a nice pass, and then Chen Xiangqing inadvertently taking out Guan Dayou. Thankfully, he landed safely without also running into Brown, as it looks like the Braves willing to take that foul to get some substitutions going. Kind of curious considering there's still 4 minutes left, but I guess only 3 fouls by the team.
Graham not feeling it out in the perimeter, swings it back upwards to Owen and lays in the teardrop.
Brave defense preoccupied by the Brown-Graham pick and roll, and then Chen Jiangsuang from the point does a great job of attacking that space.
And Killer casts a guard. Archie Goodwin with no avail in that particular possession.
No avail as he maneuvers around Alec Brown, shot blocking him. Voted Defensive Player of the Year.
There's a jump step for Killer. Killer moves for the Pilots player.
Good lead as the Braves have been top blocking some of these possessions. So keep all of the boys high, and then the back door will open itself up. Something the Braves do a lot with Archie Goodwin.
Over to Jack. Once again in the perimeter. Ooh. Too high of a pass. It grazes Jack's fingers, going out of bounds.
And Yankovic had a little bit of a daylight for a three-point shot opportunity. Wanted to keep the ball moving, but the Pilots take that advantage and then, or I guess take that opportunity to recover and get a deflection, causing another turnover. Game tie with Archie Goodwin on the bench. One import set for the Braves. It is.
Lighting and returns to gameplay, and the scoop and the lay-in is good for Chen Jiangsuang.
Pilots are switching so much of this, but this time it finally pays off with Yankovic dribbling it on the sideline after Guan Dayou applying a little bit of physicality.
He's proven to be quite a threat towards the Braves import players. Held Archie Goodwin down in the first half, and just now with Goodwin on the bench, well, he's causing some troubles for Yankovic also.
I think that's the right place to switch for the Pilots, not in the high post where Yankovic can go to work.
And once again, Owen trying to find Killer there, but not in the right position.
Yeah, that's right. Owen was expecting him to be there. Travion Graham was on the weak side wing, so that means somebody's got to fill the shooter position in the corner.
Pilots turnover back over to Braves. As Mo going up against Artino. They saw that help defense there and keeping the bank open. That's so great here.
Another time Baye's started the offense, been a distributor. This time from the post up, good find.
Dayo blocked off by KJ there. Access denied, sent back with interest. I guess he gets rewarded with some rest as we're seeing Roger rotating in and out of his players pretty frequently right now with 1 minute 38 seconds remaining on the clock. And we see KJ hacking it. They call a holding foul on number 0 from the Braves. Hai Ting-en. See him knocking down at Jia Kong.
Well, there was already grappling from before. Jia Kong was making a move. A little slip elevator.
Back over to Guan Dayo. He draws a foul. That might send him to the free throw line as they call it on Mo.
And the Pilots are trying to break in to the Braves defense in the inside, and the Braves are collapsing all the way, so they got to be taking these tough contested shots this time. You can say they got lucky with Mbaye's long arms, great reach, not able to defend cleanly. And once again, Pilots not very proficient at the free throw line at home. How many times have we seen that?
If I had a quarter, I was gonna say Mo. So, as we were saying earlier in the game, Mo is struggling in the playoffs, and that struggle continues on in tonight's game. He still only has 1 point with 4 rebounds and 1 assist tonight. Unfortunately,
credit for 2 though.
And there we go. That'll send him to the line. So Jiang Shuang will commit a foul.
Looks like the Pilots kind of got out of their defensive principles, rotated incorrectly with Baye an opportunity, and yeah, catches Mo on the wrist.
Was selected for the All-Plus League first team and the defensive team. Not all defensive team. You have Alec Brown, Guan Dayo, Liu Junxiang, Li Jiakang. And the only Fubon Braves player in the all-defensive team. He is 2 for 2 there. Finally getting up to 3 points now. 65 seconds, Jia Kong threading the needle over to William Martino. And it looks like, unfortunately, he's limping away. He just needed to walk that off.
Pilots knew exactly what they want to do. In fact, drawing 2 to the basketball as, if not for William Martino going up with a layup attempt, maybe that's contact the referees can let go. Pilots in last year's finals, only 61% from the free throw line.
Now Artino getting a couple points in the third. He's got 12 points now tonight. Double team by the Pilots. There's the catch and shoot for Mo. Still can't crack that goose egg. The clock is counting down, 34 seconds. Up top, Trevion Graham has no luck from out in the perimeter. And there's a steal from William Artino. Loose ball, with Artino recovering, resetting outwards back to Lee Jiakang.
Yeah, only a 1 or 1.5 second difference, shot clock to game clock.
And Owen will let it continue to run its course as the fans are counting it down. Trevion Graham for the Teddy Bear Graham. But no dice there. Yankovic coming through to beat the buzzer. Just off mark. And the Taipei Fubon Braves will take the third quarter with the score 61-60. As we see in the third quarter, Braves scoring 21 points, only 20 from the Pilots. So we'll be back after a quick break. Stay tuned for more Plus League Finals.
好的，各位乘客可以把目光移向大荧幕。各位乘客，谢谢你们的支持。接下来就是第4节的决胜节。 感谢你们，不管我们状况如何，都一直陪在我们左右。Let's go Pilots! Let's 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 go Pilots! Mais ça non! 第4节，我们来一拳高下。
You're watching the Plus League Finals. Game 1 is set here at Taoyuan Arena. The Taipei Fubon Braves take the lead only by 1 point. Again, the low-scoring performance still trailing or still coming through, showing out in the third quarter. We've only seen a 5-point lead, and that's coming from the Taipei Fubon Braves tonight.
Yeah, neither team is really giving themselves much help as Roger pleaded the team not to turn it over. Well, in the third quarter, 13 combined turnovers. So I will argue the Braves are a little bit more fixable. Most of it is William Martino, a sneak attack steal. Meanwhile, the Pilots, after setting the Plus League regular season high with 37% from 3, are in the dumps in this one, 3-point shooting wise, even with open looks.
Taipei Fubon Braves still choosing to play with only 1 import on the court, Big Mo, as their foreign student remains on the court. Again, Michael Holyfield in foul trouble with 4 personal fouls into the third. 5 seconds remain, and Lu Junxiang pulls the trigger, but he's off mark. Swinging it back upwards to Zhou Guiyu on the parking lot. No good there, and hot potato, the ball goes back into the hands of the Pilots.
Yeah, the Braves are probably looking at defense by bringing in Jeff Wu. Played a little bit in the third quarter, and now they finally get a mismatch with Brown. Switch out of it, though.
Patet's shot does not fall into the ring, but that's another opportunity for the Pilots. And on a wing and a prayer, Junxiang's single hand a shot. Well, that was a misdial.
Justin has got to find his opportunities. Maybe if the team can get him off ball a little bit more.
taking the shot. No setup there for the Braves. Back over to Pilots. Two minutes into the fourth quarter, no points still as of yet. And the second chance shot goes through for the and one. Alec Brown will be sent to the free throw line.
Yeah, Braves not doing a good job staying attached after the shot goes up. Alec Brown able to get into deep positioning, and maybe benefiting from a surprising Yankovic a little bit there, but I think Yankovic is putting up the argument that Brown got him a little bit of a shoulder shove first. Well, that's how the cookie crumbles, as it looks like Roger will be making a change at the front court with Zheng Xiangjun going to the scorer's table. They have some situation with the officials and the scorer's table. That's Yankovic's fourth personal. He's accumulated them. Or are they switching up? Fourth personal there.
And again, free throws not as consistent as they ought to be here in the finals. As you take a look, Braves are 11 for 17. The Taoyuan Pilots, well, they've only been hitting 50% of those free throws. And you know what? Look, math can sometimes be simple. If you had made all of those shots, well, that could be the Pilots' biggest lead. Junxiang curling downhill, reset back out. And there's a catch and shoot opportunity for Chen Jiangshuang. He bags the three.
Yeah, he's provided a scoring punch the Pilots desperately need. Owen playing in his first Plus League finals.
Yeah, the punch is the right way of putting it. He's coming off the bench, scoring 14 points so far in this game, and there's an alley-oop attempt. And off to the races. Here is Archie Goodwin with the gentlest touch for the lay-in.
Yeah, Justin, too ambitious with that alley-oop attempt.
It's a good look by Yankovic.
He's really forcing it now. That's a tough take over Zheng Xiangjun with the body going away from the basket. Bad decision, I would say.
Well, the outcome of this game is still quite unknown as of right now. Again, we've had the tied score for, I would honestly say, at least half of this game.
That's interesting because on our score sheets, we get time in the lead. Well, I guess we'll have to subtract those two to get that third number, as you mentioned, time with the tie.
65 all, 8 seconds remain on the shot clock. Jia Kang digging in deep. And that was trying to get the ball back in possession as we see bodies on the floor like bowling pins. There's Jia Kang, Archie Goodwin on the floor. Kind of holding his kneecap very briefly.
Yeah, it looks like it could be some friendly fire, as unfortunately the play was not blown dead until very late.
Friendly fires. Kind of hear the laughs from the Pilots fans behind us. As that was a pushing foul called on the Braves. It's still Pilots ball at 14 seconds. Jia Kang with a curl in, and again tripping up. I think they really need to wipe down that side of the court.
Maybe they should also take it away from the Jia Kang, who's attempting to drive, well, that's good, but he's, like you say, getting tripped up, whether on his own volition or if it's the defense getting in his way. He does take a little bit of a bump there, but again, how much are you willing to risk taking the ball into the painted area? As interesting, Yergi is going to issue the challenge. I think it's a chance that they want to get this out of bounds change of the call.
We need to go always baseline because baseline there's no coverage.
They can look at IRS. Second challenge call made by Jurgi Caminos. Again, he had a coaching challenge. Need to upgrade an unsportsmanlike foul early on in the game. We'll take a look.
It is very close with Alec Brown, the closest pilot in the picture. Mitch and a couple of other Braves teammates on their side. It is
hard
to tell. A lot of hands here between AB and
他的左手有碰到，他的左手有碰到，这个的左手，但这一个人的左手有没有碰到？后面的左手有没有碰到
The initial reach.
好，博朗的左手碰到了。
Ground there.
现在是中间的那一个人，那一个人中间的手有别的角
Unfortunately,
度
this is the best point of view that we're going to get, possibly, as this is a little bit too far. Yeah, a little too far to get a good
看起
gauge.
来永胜的左手。
Again, there's two Braves in the picture between Jen
这个角度，博朗的左手是没有碰到的。刚才
Now we're just taking a look
那
at
个角度再给我一次，好不好？
any
我先
other
确认一下
angle.
左手没有碰到，前一个角度，对，这个角度看起来是。
Interesting because the
他
referee's
的左手
conversation
再一次，
also
他的左
saying
手应该是
that
没有
Brown
碰
didn't
到。
touch it at all.
没有，你看他的左手应该是没有碰到，左手在这边，但看不清楚。哎，下面那一只手。
They're saying it's still unclear from that point of view as we get the zoom in. See, even then,
他的手是外侧，看起来是
hard to tell.
对啊，他的左手感觉是没有碰到，边有正手。
Oh, referees emphasizing that can't quite tell if Alec Brown made contact on his left hand.
里面那一只手，所以博朗的左手是在，博朗的手左手是在最外面。OK， 好 ，OK， 好，该办。
So the challenge ended up being successful after all.
Well, I mean, I was doubting him, but Jurgi 2 for 2 tonight.
I didn't think they were going to change that call, to be quite frank.
I'd agree. It looked like one of those that would like, hey, inconclusive, just stick to the original call, which really can't fault the officials because Brown has the longer reach.
3 seconds remain. Got to make a move to beat the clock. Close but no cigar, and Zhang Shuang giving them another chance, and here comes Lu Junxiang. Pulling through for the Pilots.
Justin's got to let the game come to him. His dribble drives might be a better decoy as the Pilots end up switched again.
Whistle comes. As they call it a cylindrical foul for Li Jiakang.
Justin with an open look. That's really his shot right now. If he drives, more likely a kick out or a dump off pass. His shot is when he gets a good look, which he's not had much in this game.
We got to emphasize on the importance of rebounding, as you mentioned earlier, with such low scoring numbers. Those rebounds are absolutely critical, as for the Taipei Fubon Braves, they've only corralled 8 offensive rebounds, 15 though from the Pilots. So allowing Lu Junxiang that opportunity, as you said, that's his shot to make. As of right now, for the Pilots, trying to pull ahead and leading and scoring 19 points for the Pilots. As we'll have Archie Goodwin at the free throw line. He bricks the first one.
He's been pretty good tonight. That was only his second miss on 8 attempts.
18 points tonight. He is 6 for 8 at the line. The second one is good. 68-66. It's anybody's game as of right now, even in the fourth quarter. Rejects the screen, and he does it all on his own. Better late than never. We saw his hustle earlier in the fourth, and he manages to pull through the dribble drive.
I guess he doesn't want to listen to the English color commentator. Good drive.
relinquishes either anyway.
I bet his basket's pretty good though.
Oh, definitely. Teardrop attempt for Taoyuan. Good hustle there, but that goes out of bounds. There you have it once again. Li Jiakang coming through, digging deep up against Chen Xiangjun.
He has, to his credit, improved his left-hand finishing a lot more as looks like we have a score table stoppage.
So yeah, when you go in, once you go in, run corner because Jankovic takes you and we have the space to run.
Referees are gonna check to see if they need to adjust the clock.
It'll be the first time the stop button has malfunctioned here.
Have a little bit of a delay in the game right now. Delay as we take a look at what the referees are seeing.
It looks like 6:35 should be the time.
Now, as of right now, it's set at 6 minutes, 27 seconds. The shot clock is at 19 seconds.
They're going to let the pilots inbound from just about half court, so not too much loss for the pilots. Braves are kind of settled into this kind of a matchup zone with Jankovic occupying the bottom.
Loose ball there on the floor. It goes back over to Braves. Archie Goodwin sends it to Hong Kai-jie. Teamwork makes the dream work. They're gonna let the ball roll onto this particular possession.
Yeah, the key to this defense is staying away at the top. Trying to be disruptive.
Once again, Jiakang tripping up, and this time might be hurting the pilots.
He absolutely is hurting the pilots. They get lucky with the takeaway.
Oh, let's see if he can redeem himself with a hook pass over to Alec Brown. Tipping it in, the third time is the charm. There you have it, Pilots holding on to the lead, 72-68. Biggest lead for the Pilots in the second half. And Archie Goodwin pulls the trigger. That's too much juice for the import. As they call a foul on Graham.
They put him first!
And Jürgen Caminos is besides himself.
There we see Graham not ready for the pass, which is curious because he was the open man on that last play. And it definitely looked to me, Graham got some MPH on that rebound that I was not expecting. So my first impression was he got pushed from behind. I haven't seen a replay yet on the TV broadcast. So they say knock to the head.
Play.
That's his fourth foul now.
To them. You, please. It's a close game. You have
Braves
to be
with possession at 14 seconds. Over to Jack. Goodwin coming in off the glass into the ring.
Just to try to come over from help, but end up getting knocked away, and Archie Goodwin enough body control to finish.
21 points on the scoreboard. Lu Junxiang loses the ball outwards. Baseline. Oh, Justin pointing at Chen Xiangjun right now. Laughing it off.
One of the problems for the Pilots in this situation, the ball pops up, but often you see it bounce off the offensive player's thigh. But I think they got it right. It came up with Taoyuan. timely sub to bring Will Artino back. Now Yankovic out for a Holyfield. Those guys have been going for a long time to use a break.
Absolutely, and this is our first time seeing Artino in the fourth quarter. Yakang picking up all the stops, dribble drives, mid-range. Trying to clean the floors with him tripping up, and KJ for a 3 in the corner. And really, that's the spot to make those threes. He cashes in another check for the Braves. He is 100% making those threes tonight. Will Artino trying to make efficiency on the court. As Goodwin to get his second foul.
Yeah, this is the Braves, what they call sideline to sideline fast break. As KJ putting up a moon ball. I don't think that's his usual shot arc. Well, it puts the Braves up, and maybe apply the pressure on the Pilots with Artino at the line.
Standard for the first. See if he can get the second one in. Hearing some very loud boos and cheerings from the Braves fans visiting Taoyuan Arena tonight. And just like that, the score is tied once again. The Pilots had up to a 4-point lead earlier. We went to Holyfield. We'll send him to the line.
It looks like the referees, in a bid to help the offense, has allowed the Braves to bowl over the Pilots twice.
The blocking foul called on Artino earlier. Holyfield. No points, but he'll make an appearance at the free throw line. So again, tonight, Michael Holyfield has made 0 field goal attempts. All of his points have only been scored through getting them at the line.
Well, going 2 for 2 will certainly help their case. As long as he can make his free throws, he can still be a threat out there as a second offensive rebounding threat, or somebody has a lob opportunity or from the dunker spot, as then the officials give a soft foul to the Braves.
One more foul on both sides, and free throws will be automatic. Taijie getting his first foul tonight. 14 seconds for the Pilots in this possession. Trying to find AB, that goes out of bounds. Able to convert this possession into buckets. Have our first call timeout with 3 minutes 45 seconds remaining in the game.
I'm sorry, Tay, but we are 6 points away from tying last year's game 1. I feel like we have a worse game played by both teams. Well, somebody will come away with a victory.
That's quite a statement coming from you. We'll be back with more Plus League Finals.
3分45秒回到场上。各位乘客要跟我们飞行员来追赶比分，加油！
Referees letting the game clock run as we had our first time out. With 3 minutes, 45 seconds remaining, this is the Plus League Finals. Game 1 here at Taoyuan Arena. The current score is 75-73. Braves taking the lead.
Pilots, besides William Martino's free throw, have not had a field goal since the 5:32 mark with a Brown putback, of course, as you mentioned, on 2 attempts.
The Pilots, they're leading in offensive rebounds as coming out of the called timeout, Archie Goodwin with the stroke. Brown chipping away at the score, 23 points. He is 8 for 20 from the field. Brown, ready to knee though, over to William Martino. He returns the favor back over to Brown.
Man, there was a patient play. First, Martino getting the pass from Brown. Looked like an opportunity, but Martino just giving it back to Brown. You run the risk of offensive 3 seconds, but it is so fast.
Like a flash of the pan there between the two foreign players as Jack gets slammed down. William Martino, not much effort on that block. Just a gentle touch there.
Chen has been excellent on the rebounds, as Coach Roger has alluded to. That's the reason why he gets to stay on the floor as much as he has.
77-75. Let's see if Lu Jinxiang could make up the difference, and he certainly does. Justin now with 21 points tonight. And just 2 points ahead, Archie Goodwin with 23 points. Yowei knocking down a two-piece as they answer back to Junxiang. 15 points for Jerry, 6 for 12 from the field. 50% tonight. Their time, Artino going around, putting the Taipei Fubon Braves in the spins. A spin cycle at that, 79 all. William Martino's got 15 points.
Shoots out 2 Brave defenders up close. Might have yet another clock situation. Can't afford that with under 2 minutes to go. The Braves previously not very aggressive with the ball screens, as Artino, see that right foot was planted, and I think that's the rare time I really agree that he did that front spin instead of a backwards spin away and spin around. It really pays off when you're in the middle much more than when you're in the corner.
It's been a while since we've returned here at Taoyuan Arena. So the last game played here was the Pilots' final season, regular season games back in May 17th. Jumper is no good for Archie Goodwin, but Jack corrals a rebound, giving them another chance. 6 seconds remain on the shot clock. Archie Goodwin with the last touch, and shooting and scoring. He is now automatic for the Braves. As now Yergy Caminos finally calls for a timeout. Archie Goodwin tonight leading and scoring 26 points. That was his first 3, as he is 1 for 7. And that 3 could not have come soon enough.
Yeah, the Braves with 12 offensive rebounds in the game, none bigger than Chen Xiangjun, giving Archie Goodwin a chance to work. And despite going 0 for 6 previously, has the confidence to rise up. He knows he can get the shot off. Just need to find the rhythm with the step back off the left-hand dribble. That's such a tough move to pull off.
Let's see if the Taipei Fubon Braves can build any sort of insurance, hold on to this small lead. Whereas for the Pilots, well, Jürgen Caminos, as we mentioned, he calls for the timeout. Let's see what moves that they'll have, what tricks Caminos will have up his sleeve. Again, the Pilots are undefeated this season at home.
You don't need a rush to get a three-pointer, though. Right now, we're looking at a possible 3 for 2 if they get off a quick shot. You get good quality look, and then stop on the other end. The Braves appears to be their best 5 of the night. Chen doing a power forward for his rebounding, Holyfield for his defense inside. The Pilots have a tough case to crack here.
Yeah, Jinja has pretty much given up on Mo as they continue onwards. 5 seconds remain on the shot clock. Misfire pass from Guan Dayo.
Interesting, the Pilots have 4 guards out there with Alec Brown at center. He's trying to stay in front of Holyfield. Meanwhile, Archie Goodwin a chance to really ice this game.
Goodwin letting the clock run, swinging it over, and let's see if the Pilots make them pay. Diakon's shot goes around and out as the Braves will hold on for dear life. But the whistle comes, stoppage on the clock.
And what originally looked like the Pilots, a chance to get a fast break layup, end up being stopped, and an okay look from Jackie. But in the last second, Taoyuan, who's one of the best shot blocking guards, coming over to affect that shot. Game is still not over. But the Pilots have to be steaming mad at themselves for less than 20% shooting from 3, less than 45% from the free throw line. Now it's all about these free throws.
Pilots cheering on Archie Goodwin without any success in the first free throw. See his stats line, 27 points. 9 for 23 from the field.
And 12 of those points coming here in the fourth quarter as actually it looks like Goodwin took a shot on the rebound.
Shaves off 2 seconds from regulation. So we have a short timeout called on the Pilots end. As they got to chip away at 4 points to even tie the score.
Got to think of it as 2 possessions, 2 scores, and sandwiching a stop. No matter if it's 3s or 2s. The only excuse for the Pilots really is they played 3 games in the ECA Super League Finals and 10 games in BCL Asia East, more than the Braves, who only had the ECA Super League group stage. So fatigue could be playing a factor in the Pilots' poor showing in Game 1 here in the finals. But they did win last year's finals after losing Game 1 in a disappointing fashion in a close game as well.
I've noticed in the Plus League records that Game 1 win does not quite signal or showcase who the finals champion is. So it doesn't quite really matter. But unfortunately, if the Pilots lose tonight, well, that breaks their perfect home record this season.
You prefer 3, so you'll take a 2 here.
Guan Dayo nailing the 2-piece. All right. A little bit of a time as the Taipei Fubon Braves will call for the timeout.
That's not the worst loss for the Braves, as if you're fouled and make 2 free throws, you still have a 2-possession lead. Now the key for them, though, is the Pilots in the last game of BCL Asia East in the final 6 in the championship game. Despite being down by a big margin, the Pilots demonstrated they have a great four-court trap. Gave a little bit of a scare after what it turned out to be a helpless run at the championship at the hands of Isaiah Briscoe and those South China Athletic group. So maybe they can pull it out of their bag. experience, I'd expect them to keep things spread out. And typically in other basketball, you might want to get your best free throw shooters in there. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. I think the Braves want to make sure they have smart players who know how to space the floor and hit their open man, because you know the Pilots will have a 2-on ball.
Luckily for the Braves, they created just enough insurance right now where they're on a 2-point lead. As it's up to the Pilots. Pull off a miracle, but again, 13.4 seconds. That still makes good time for them. Loose ball, Pilots. But popped out thanks to Big Mo. They take the handles back and they call it the foul on Graham.
Again, the Pilots look like they catch a break with the turnover caused.
I have to back with the video.
Let's get a look. There's certainly a lot of grappling with Brown and Yankovic. And I don't know, I'd have to say that's clean, but maybe Mbaye poked it to Taoyuan is what the Pilots can argue as a possible backcourt violation. Because it looks like clean defense to me.
Well, both sides get a break. Yue at the line, but he misses in the Pilots' favor. Ken, we look at those numbers on the screen right now. Unacceptable numbers for the Pilots. The Braves are 10 for 24 at the line, whereas for the Pilots, they are only 9 for 21.
So I've seen it in a different league where 2 missed free throws and a mistake by the defense sends the opponents to the line. What are we doing out there?
Look, can't see me, but I'm knocking my head against the table because this has been a unusual last couple of seconds.
It's one thing to miss the free throws and miss the rebounding opportunity, but I think for once, Lee Jiakang going straight to the goal paid off for him, as Taoyuan with a disadvantaged position defensively. So 2 crucial free throws, need them both.
Pilots fans are holding their breath for dear life as Jiakang makes the first one. He is a 74% free throw shooter. See our fans here praying that he makes the second one, and does he make it? Yes, he does. We got ourselves a tied game once again with 4.18 seconds remaining in regulation.
I didn't want to bring it up until we saw the result. The Lee Jiakang only 68% on 19 attempts in last year's finals. Well, after winning Most Improved Player the previous season, and now earning a spot on the first team, and he just demonstrated why. Classic Lee Jiakang, a step behind the free throw line, and even a twirl around the toilet bowl, as an English broadcaster might say. Go down just the same. So right now, we have just like Game 7 finished with the Braves having ATO sideline out of bounds. Well, the stakes are, it's a tie game, so a chance to go ahead, but similar stake. Let's see how the Pilots, they forced the catch close to the sideline, and a split did not play out between Nick King and I believe Lai Tingan, who took a desperation shot. I don't think the Braves will make that mistake again here. So the Pilots, you'd expect a big lineup and switching everything.
We're coming out of the timeout. The time remains at 4.18 seconds. Final possession goes to the Taipei Fubon Braves.
This time, though, they're inbounding from the right side instead of the left. But Archie Goodwin on the far side wing.
An off Goodwin. There's the double team from the corner, too strong. And here comes the shot off mark. And ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Our first game here in the Plus League Finals, and it forces us into our first overtime game in playoffs. We'll have ourselves a 2-minute break with a low-scoring affair. So, get to witness our first OT game here at Taoyuan Arena. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves an OT game. What a way to start off the Plus League Finals of 2026. The Taipei Fubon Braves and the Taoyuan Pauian Pilots. There you have the scores from each quarter. And that's right, the third and fourth quarter, there was only a 1-point deficit between the two teams.
Yeah, by hook or by crook, the Pilots end up tying the ball game up, which crucially includes Guan Dayo driving all the way to the basket. Like we said, a 2 or a 3, whatever bucket you can take. And then they got lucky. Chen Yue, who was arguably the Braves' best player besides Archie Goodwin, missing 2 free throws.
You might have to pull out your stats, because I don't quite remember if there's ever been a Game 1 OT in the finals. If we get things moving and shaking, AB rattles in the 2-piece to get things started.
Never been a Game 1 OT in the inaugural season. It was a Game 3, Dreamers versus Braves, and the Steph Hicks full court gallop, and then to conclude Season 4 between Pilots and Kings, Game 5, as very quick pressure by the Pilots results in a free throw situation. Li Jiakang just jumping into Goodwin, so give it and take it.
So we talked about it earlier. Braves had a bit of a luck to get Chen Yue at the free throw line, but what a huge missed opportunity, missing both of his free throws. And with Jiakang on the other end, well, he was 2 for 2, and there you have it. Our first OT tonight. Archie Goodwin, there you see his stats, 28 points tonight, 10 for 13 at the charity stripe. Well, quite frankly, we can't really call it a charity stripe anymore.
No, it's roulette wheel is what it is.
Shoot, they're not lying about that. Downhill pass, quick hot potato over to Trevion Graham. Off the glass, misses the ring though.
I think the Braves have a little bit of an argument. Trevion Graham, a very physical layup attempt, and the referees are going to go to the monitor to see the contact, as it looks like, unfortunately, Yankovic has got a bleeding situation underneath the basket.
Insult to injury, as this is his 5th foul, so trouble on the Braves side, because again, you got Yankovic with 5 fouls and Holyfield tonight spending quite a few minutes on the bench due to him being in foul trouble also. He's currently with 4 as of right now.
Yeah, to Yankovic's credit, he's been a pretty good defensive player for the Braves, and you see sometimes the swiping action of the elbow is more deadly than the straight impact, and of course to the temple too. There's a high likelihood some bleeding will occur, and this is a tough one because Graham is trying to maintain balance, and we did say before these calls feel like can go either way. And they just say a common foul, nothing else in addition. That's very unlucky if you're the Braves to lose Yankovic and come away with only 2 free throws for Travion Graham, who might just get a warning from the official to watch his hand action and his arm action on the layup attempts.
Michael Holyfield returns to the game for Yankovic. Graham gearing up for his 2 free throws.
Graham, another player that has pulled down the Pilots' free throw percentage, only 46% in the regular season. 91 attempts, it's not a small sample size. Last year, 44% in the finals. That's the broadcaster's assistant.
What is this, reverse psychology or something like that?
Man, so many fouls in the first 30 seconds of OT.
Kids, it's a lesson for you. Practice those free throws whenever you get the chance. 87-85, downwards to Holyfield. He'll be at the line. That's going to be called on Lee Jiakang. And with that said, that'll be his 4th foul tonight.
Yeah, what a great pass from the outside. Because it gets into Holyfield's hands, there's a chance that they could draw the foul with Lee Jiakang trying desperately to dive into play. That's his 2nd foul of overtime. This is why that first one starts to become impactful. The silly crash and foul to Goodwin on the inbound.
You know, Ryan, I gotta say, this is the battle of the free throws. And quite in a positive way. If we're looking at it right now, Braves 17 and 27, or 62% at the free throw line. I am so gobsmacked by the numbers. My tongue is tripping up. For the Pilots, they're only hitting 47% of their free throws.
Maybe that's why the defense is incentivized to play so much more aggressively, not afraid to foul.
Lu Junxiang coming in, settling things down. Off the glass into the hoop.
Yeah, Beast kind of let him right in to the paint, but maybe his task is to be on offense, provide some spacing for the Braves.
Yowei tripping up this time, and Big Mo. But a long range too, yeah.
5 seconds on the shot clock. Now the Pilots in control, up by 3. Chance to go up by 2 possessions. Still a lot of OT left.
3 minutes and 30 seconds to be exact. See if Lu Junxiang could get back-to-back buckets for the Pilots. Return back to center. Holyfield corrals the rebound. Yowei upwards, high up and down low. 17 points for Chen Yowei tonight.
Yeah, that's one of those deking the alley-oop, but it really goes soft off the backboard.
Leading for the Braves locals tonight. And they call it travel on Lu Junxiang.
That's a good call. Justin was rushed there. As you see, Alec Brown caught in between. So not a full-hearted contest as Taoyuan staying under control. Meanwhile, I thought Jackie had a chance to up-fake Holyfield. Yet there was no opening for a basket or a Foul. First time defense is in for a long time.
Quite some time. He's coming in cold in OT and a lot of tripping up once again. This time it's Mo. No look pass over to Alec Brown, and Holyfield says access denied, but Pilots still have possession. Baseline pass out to Trevion Graham for the teddy bear. And Xiaobai, 100% effort. Here comes Lu Junxiang. That goes around and out. Tough break for the Pilots. Multiple possessions there, but nothing to show for the Pilots. Braves line by 1 point, resetting outwards. Back to Archie Goodwin with the crossover, digging deep, going high up. Holyfield getting the second chance, two-piece. No call made by the referee. The game goes on.
Yeah, great touch by Holyfield from up close to the basket. Pilots not able to get the rebound off of a great defensive effort against Goodwin. Looks like more a clock situation, as here you see Holyfield in much better position, and he does have a case for contact on the shot.
So as of right now, the clock is at 1 minute 33 seconds, shot clock at 20, as we see Holyfield finally makes his first basket. 6 points tonight only.
Talk about adjustments. Trevion Graham only played 1 game down in Malaysia, so there might be some rust going on. He's only 3 for 10 and missing all 3 pretty open 3-point attempts.
Xiaobai returning to the bench as Owen returns. So the clock gets adjusted. They add 3 seconds in regulation, so it's now 1 minute 36 seconds. But now they readjust, so now it's at 1 minute and 32 seconds. Well, hopefully in the future they could really fix the clock issue, as that has happened several times now. Junxiang with the left hand finish, draws a foul.
Once again, talk about rebounding. Alec Brown in better position on Justin's drive. Didn't know the look at Holyfield getting occupied, so kind of lucky that it was on Zheng Xiangjun from behind and not Holyfield, who was turned around against Brown. A minute and 18 seconds feels like a marathon coming up.
Yeah, you're telling me.
And you don't like cardio.
I hate cardio, but I was gonna say, we're coming in calling back-to-back games. Calling a game 6 of the finals yesterday, and here we are calling game 1 with an OT in our hands right now as Alec Brown makes the first free throw.
That's one guy you don't have to be too concerned with going to the line. 83% during the regular season. Oh, so much for that. Whoa, back even.
90 all. Anyway, thought about it for a split second, but Archie Goodwin will try to launch the missile off target. And this time around, the Braves showing a lot more aggression on the rebound, and Holyfield gets denied the first, but the second one is good. That was a feat of physicality.
Yeah, initially got blocked by Alec Brown, and on the second, William Martino so close from the second block.
That goes a little too high up, past the rim. Michael Holyfield making good time on the court for Zhou finish. Richie Goodwin threw a very critical dime right there as the Braves, they pull ahead in the lead, 94-90 in OT as Yergi Caminos stop the bleeding and calls for timeout.
What do we say time and time again? With such an awful shot-making game from both teams, second chance and offensive rebounding is making the difference. Here in overtime, the Braves just got their third offensive rebound. Meanwhile, the Pilots, thanks to Alec Brown and Ethan, if you can believe it, have 4. And meanwhile, no Pilots went back on defense as Justin didn't get the call, and all 5 Pilots corralling that rebound. Major mistake. And that's where they find themselves, down by 4 with 32 seconds left. But I recall that they were able to make it work after an ATO last in regulation.
Well, you would know more better than me, Ryan. You have the pleasure of calling all Plus League games solo. As we're slowly getting out of called timeout. 32.05 seconds remained in OT. What a way to start the finals. This is to say the Pilots, a little bit of a break. Now I say little because, again, we talk about them participating in the BCL Final 6.
So after Alec Brown's putback, the Pilots are only 1 for 7 in OT.
Ethan returns back to gameplay, sending it to Lee Jiakang before he falls to the ground. He tries to get the lay-in as Holyfield will get a chance at the free throw line. Free throws are automatic on both ends. Call a holding foul on Lee Jiakang. That'll be his 5th one.
Good job by the Braves to deny the Pilots their initial catches. And then Lee Jiakang, an okay look on the dribble drive. But once again, the Braves, in large part to Holyfield, they also credit to Yankovic when he was in for holding down the middle. Well, it was going to be a 2-possession game regardless of these free throws. But you just changed the equation for the Pilots. That last play only took 7 seconds.
It's nothing but net for the second free throw. 9 points and 9 rebounds for Holyfield tonight.
Well, this is what the Braves did in game 1 of last finals. Played tough, played physical, and came away with a win.
Jishan with a Euro step downward to William Artino.
Good adjustment there. Justin stopped before. This time he was the one that just did an assist. As, I didn't realize that suddenly we granted 2 short timeouts.
Short timeout, 30 seconds for the Braves side.
Awkward silence in the arena as the referees will just chase their players to the huddle.
Well, I will say the Pilots and Braves fans, they're getting their money's worth tonight. Started off, we had a 7 o'clock tip-off, and ladies and gentlemen, it's almost 10 o'clock, past our dad's bedtime. Taipei Fubon Braves still holding on to the lead. Again, Pilots have no more fouls to give. The baseline over to Zhou here. Sending them to the line. quick breather for Holyfield, who will return.
Interesting substitution because, again, I would assume Holyfield would be a better option on the defensive end, Yankovic on the offensive end, but the Braves must think otherwise. Josh, first time stepping up to the line in this game.
Well, the sound effects and the jeering are clearly working. As Beast looks onwards, Silkgrader will take the second. 96-92. Over to Jia Kang and blocked off by Archie Goodwin. Once again, Braves will be sent to the free throw line. Bit of an anticlimactic finish.
Yeah, good defensive effort by Archie Goodwin, despite being the leading scorer for the Braves. Jumping high up as Jackie is trying to find his footing to take a three. The Pilots couldn't afford to get another two and allow 2 free throw attempts. But right now, it seems like the Braves' effort has stood tall. That was good one. I would actually consider missing this free throw. Let more time come off the clock.
Yeah, double-handed, just chuck it. This time he didn't listen to us. 97-92. Xiang dials in, gets the answer with 2.02 seconds.
Well, we got 1.28 to pull off a miracle. So if Taoyuan makes both his free throws, it's still game over.
With that said, Lee Jia Kang get his 6th foul. That's it for him. He's graduated from the game. We see here what will send the Braves back to the line.
Not as consequential, I'd imagine, if he misses these two. I think the key is, though, you don't want to foul anybody. Don't foul anybody, just back off.
5 of these points made in OT were made at the free throw line as we take a look at the free throw stats updated. The Braves, 21 and 36, while the Pilots, 14 and 27, as the Taipei Fubon Braves, they take game 1 of the 2026 Plus League Finals. And as I mentioned before, a bit of an anticlimactic finish for the Pilots. And unfortunately, this will end their home winning streak this particular season, as Ryan will be interviewing player of the game from the Braves side. As we see the final stats or the final score in each quarter, again, talking about the 3rd and 4th, how it's only a 1-point difference, which led to an OT matchup of 14 and 12. Again, I mentioned earlier, 5 of those points were made just from free throws alone on the Braves end. So on the Plus League YouTube's page, we had the Plus League commentators predict the outcome of this final series between the Braves and the Pilots. We had Sean, Chen Ziwei, and Cai Jingjing predicting the Taipei Fubon Braves taking the series. Sean and Ziwei predicting 4-2, Cai Jingjing 4-3. So, well, Taipei Fubon Braves getting their first win, as we'll have Ryan very shortly. looks to be
we interviewed him
interviewing
pre-game.
Michael
Now we're gonna interview
Holyfield
him in the
tonight.
post-game. Michael Holyfield, along with the Taipei Fubon Braves, coming away with a Game 1 victory on the road. Mike, talk about the effort you guys put in on the offensive end, but with offensive rebounding, it was the key to the game.
Well, first off, our objective was to steal one here, so we did that. So that's why I'm happy. But I don't know. I got certain role in this team. They needed me, so I went and did it. I didn't have the best. Really, I didn't have the best 3-4 quarters, but hey, that's what the playoffs all about. Coming up big in big moments.
Well, the first half and the second half and OT was a struggle to score the ball. What was the team telling each other to get a little bit of offense going?
I think we just know it's a playoff. It's going to be knit and gritty. It's going to be hard to score. Like, we went overtime and we didn't even reach 100. So it's going to be tough, but just keep playing, keep going at it, and hey, stay together. That's the main part.
Is it time to get greedy and go 2-0 in the series?
2-0, that's the mission. But just like game 2 is different than game 1, and game 3 is going to be different than game 2. So it's just one game at a time.
All right, congratulations. We need your signature and head it up back to get some rest. Going inside.
害怕被因为彼此是最真的力量。牵起手，一起走，我的朋友。勇敢的心闪耀在我们胸口，就算前方还有无数个尽头，相信自己，我们永远不低头。倔强地唱出属于我们的歌，再多失败也不能夺走快乐。当你抬头看见蓝天，请记得我们并肩的瞬间。牵起手，一起走，我的朋友。深刻的爱落在你我心中，牵起手，一起走，我的朋友，在球场上留下我们的梦。再见了，再见了，请你记得，不管在哪里，我们都会再相逢。牵起手，一起走，我的朋友，在球场上留下我们的梦。再见了，再见了，请你记得，不管在哪里，我们都会再相逢。
Well, what an unlikely finish and outcome for Game 1 of the Plus League Finals. Ryan, you just interviewed Michael Holyfield. He scored 9 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. But talking about this OT game, the lead changed 57 times tonight. But as a win for the Taipei Fubon Braves, they managed to hold the Pilots down to 95 points, and they allow 104 points in the regular season. So that's a positive end on their side.
Well, the Braves certainly took advantage of the Pilots rushing to the basket when the three-point shot wasn't falling, able to collapse the defense, and with a few stops, physicality being on a premium, Michael Holyfield and the rebounding smarts of Chen certainly stand out. Now, I will say for the Pilots, as offensively handicapped as they were shooting the 3 ball and also missing 13 free throws, I would say, remember in season 5, they were able to come away from losses with double-digit victories 3 times in that series and having to win in the closeout close Game 7.
You take a look at the final stats in tonight's game. That's the final score, 97-95. Now, we talked about a low-scoring affair, and their shots from the outside not falling, neither one hitting 10 threes tonight. So, as Ryan, you mentioned before, rebounds are important, and the Braves managed to corral more rebounds than the Pilots, but turnovers had been a major issue, and let's see if Shujingza can change that for Game 2. 23 turnovers to Pilots' 18 tonight.
Yeah, we talked about at halftime the Braves were getting a lot of jump passes going. Well, jump passes are only okay if the defense is allowing you those passing lanes, but the Pilots are going to be very active, and with a 1-day break, the next game will be a 5 p.m. tip on a Sunday. Well, let's see if the brighter conditions in here, we'll see better shot making from both teams. I already see stadium staff members measuring out those goals, making sure everything's all right.
Well said. As we wrap up here at Taoyuan Arena again, as you mentioned, Ryan, it's a quick turnaround as we have a 5 o'clock tip-off as we say our final goodbyes from our Mandarin broadcasters of Xiaoli and Jason. Well, Ryan Chen and Taylor Chen bringing you Game 1 of the series. It's been an absolute pleasure being onboarded for the Plus League Finals.
Well, this is a series, so Braves accomplished, as we said, the mission with one victory, but now both teams still got to play real hard, because we always say every game in the series matters. You don't want to give any away. So every time is a new start, and I would assume we see even more adjustments at the very beginning, and certainly plans B and C and D throughout the game as well.
Well, there you have it, folks. That's it for us for Game 1, and we'll catch you on Sunday afternoon at the 5 o'clock tip-off. We thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch you on Game 2. Take care, folks.